All I heard in the background was somebody crunching. It was as if somebody was crumpling up paper.
No, that was HDK grooving on his guitar.
Yeah, probably.
I see that. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Original Next Level Gaming. I want to welcome everybody in on this Sunday night. Happy Father's Day to all of our gaming dads.
Yeah.
Something's going on with my camera tonight. I don't know what. I'm gonna turn this backlight off or turn my camera down or something, because I'm stuck in slow motion or jittery or something. It's really weird. Well, there was an update for our software. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, I noticed. I got the update earlier today, and I don't even know what it updated.
Well, there was some other things that it was letting us do for the Elgato and stuff like that. But let me turn off this light.
I had an eventful day.
You don't have a clap-on, clap-off?
Yeah,
I do.
He's got the old school. Got to beat the light with a stone to turn it off.
Oh my God, that's even worse. Look at me. I'm like, this is horrible.
Fletcho.
Yesterday, our dog got attacked by a skunk.
By
a
skunk?
what?
A skunk.
Oh,
So
skunk.
you can imagine what my house smelled like for.
That just
That'll
smelled
do it.
like skunk for a couple days.
Oh man, that's horrible.
Burnt rubber.
Ugh.
Mhm.
Burnt rubber. Oh, that's nasty.
That stuff lingers.
Yep, pretty much. I found the spray though. It did magical.
Nice.
Nice.
Can't go wrong with that.
Nope.
Otherwise, I'd be coming at you live from a Panera Bread.
Swear gas mask. Pretend you're playing Metro or something.
There you go.
All right. Well, I'm sorry, folks. Hopefully the sound is okay.
Seems to be.
So. Huh.
Yeah, to Skype, the sounds is alright.
I'm too white for that light background. All right. Well, I'm sorry, guys. So, how's everybody doing? Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
Everybody else's camera seemed to be just fine.
Just not yours.
Just not mine.
You finally broke it.
I don't even know how. It's not
I
my
don't
fault.
know. Your face, your camera, I don't know.
It's not my
Your
fault.
face. Oh,
Must be that dinner fire and that
Yeah.
teppanyaki.
that's what it is.
Yeah, that's
Table.
right. That's what did it.
Too
Mike
much
says it's,
eyebrow singe, and now your camera don't like you.
Now my camera
Yeah.
doesn't like me.
Mike said it's not my fault, and I'm thinking of Lando and
Right. It's
Chewie
not my fault.
because the Falcon won't take off.
That's exactly.
Still doing facial recognition. It's
Right.
like, who the
Right.
heck is that?
Well, and what's sad is that none of everything looks fine as far as my settings. Everything is fine. It's just stupid update.
Okay.
It's Father's
If
Yeah,
Day.
that's
play
the
around
worst
with
thing
it
that
later.
happens, we'll be okay.
Oh well. Well, what's going on, guys? Happy Father's Day, Peter, Jason.
Yeah, happy Father's Day.
Yeah,
to
happy
you
Father's
too.
Day.
Hopefully you
Yeah.
guys had a good day.
Cake.
Cake.
I ate cake.
There you go.
Cake.
My day
pieces.
felt exhausting.
Don't look at me. I had 2 pieces. Bite me.
Wow. Cake was
Hey,
not
you're a
lot.
hobbit, right? First piece, second piece. It's,
Yes. It's like
That's fantastic.
first dessert and second dessert.
exactly.
Ah.
Pre-late night snack dessert.
Might have another piece later.
Nathan, Juan, how you guys
Hola.
doing?
I'm exhausted.
You're exhausted.
Well, you had to work, right?
Yeah.
I get going to
Work
work
is work.
tonight.
RAC is still on the fritz, so sleep's a little rough.
All right. Well, we'll try to roll this one along, and maybe have to get back to the drawing board on some new testing now that I'm having trouble here.
after reboot, everything will be just Jim Dandy.
Oh, sure. Let me just go ahead and reboot now. We'll be right back after these messages.
Let's not do it. Something else might break.
Right.
Yeah.
Nathan,
The microphone
what's up, man?
doesn't work.
Other than the skunk, I've been okay. Pepe Le Pew, right?
Ugh. Can't believe
Isn't that your friend?
Yeah, you're right.
Skunk. That's sad.
I hear they make good pets once you like de-stink them or whatever.
It's true. If you get him as a baby,
How do you de-stink a skunk?
I have no
I
idea.
don't know. They take some.
Do I look
sap.
like? Do I look like a doctor of figuring these things out? No.
I think it has
They
to do
call
with
that a
Freshly
veterinarian,
squeezed
by the way.
lemons.
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah,
the
maybe
glands he's talking about.
Professor HTK might know though.
Yeah, just freshly squeezed lemons, maybe. That's how your seafood doesn't taste like seafood anymore. It's like, super rinse.
Oh, that's funny. Well, yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I think everybody has the E3 hangover.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a hangover or I don't know. We'll get to that in a few minutes. I don't know if it's a hangover.
Yeah,
or
we
not.
just. I think we got our hopes are too high for everything.
must
and
have,
It's like a
'cause-
little like maybe.
Yeah. Well, let's
Or
do
glad it's over.
the good stuff first. Peter, what you been playing this week during E3 week?
Let me see. On Friday, I played. I got like a 30-day trial for the Game Pass.
Yeah,
So I
nice.
checked out the Brothers. I forgot the second part. The Tale of something, whatever it is. The Brothers game.
Okay.
From the
And,
people who are making A Way Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that was an excellent game. I really enjoyed it.
I've
That was
only
good.
ever heard good things.
Yeah. So I played it in one playthrough, the whole 9 yards.
And they're
So-
making a new one, the developer of that. They're working with oh man, it's one of the games from E3. They're working on something new. The developers
Yeah.
brothers.
Something.
Yeah,
new.
the prison escape or something.
Yeah.
A
is
Way
that it?
A Way Out.
Oh, wait,
Yeah, Way Out.
Way Out.
Yeah, Way
Out.
Right, the
Yeah.
EA, the one that's
Prison
showing EA.
Yeah.
that looked good.
So that looks cool. So definitely after playing Brothers, it's definitely up on my list.
Excellent. All
And what
right.
else did we do? Probably Ghost Recon.
Probably.
Yeah, we finished it. Wildlands done.
Yeah, we did. We got all 1,500 points, I believe it is.
So you
So-
have nothing else to do in that game. Like no more collectibles, no more missions,
No,
No, it's still cool though.
no more skunk collecting.
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't think
do
so.
that.
sorry.
Oh, Mike's doing something with his
Oh, I'm back.
camera.
So when's the next DLC coming out, Nate?
Yeah, I don't know. They haven't said anything. I know it's PvP supposed to be coming.
Yeah,
Sorry,
some other cool stuff. So
I don't know why this is bothering me so much. It shouldn't. I should just ignore it.
Just
but
close your eyes.
I should.
Yeah.
I just don't know why it's. I don't know why it's. This is like every time I get things just right. Yeah.
Something messes it
Something.
up.
Yeah, but this one you can play them on an update.
So apparently, this update, by the way, is supposed to make the Elgato better. Even though I think our
El Gotcha.
yeah, well, I think
Yeah.
our streams we did last week were really good, and I don't think we the technical problems that we had were buffering on YouTube more than they weren't our issues, they were issues with the stream, but something is there's supposed to be some way to oh, now what's going on
He disappeared.
there? Oh,
Damn
I'm
it.
back, and never mind. Okay, anyway.
yeah,
No,
just
don't
leave
touch
it.
anything. Don't touch anything.
I'm not touching anything. I am my hands here behind
Yeah,
my
keep your hands up the whole time.
hands up.
Yeah, freeze.
Okay.
No, not that freezy. Oh, and I played also a little bit the Forza-thon. So I got that other Porsche. I forgot which one it is because
A GT3, I think.
yeah, there are too many 911s something flavor. So collect them all, but that's cool.
We got
Add
to
another car to my
Dedication.
garage.
yeah, we got to co-stream that the Hot Wheels.
Oh yeah, we
We
do.
keep saying it. We got to do it. So, what about you, Jason? What have you been up to? What have you been playing?
Well,
You've been working a lot, though. I mean, you and your new job.
yeah, it's more or less, trying to, I don't know, it's like body schedule type deal. That's more what I'm working on. The work part is not that bad, It's just when I come home, I'm tired. I don't really want to play anything. But I have played a few things. I played some NHL, of course. And actually, the last few days, I've been playing Final Fantasy. So I've got like 14 hours into that game now. So
I still need to finish that one too.
still feels like I've gotten nowhere in that game. Like literally nowhere.
All right.
Made it up to level 22 now, though.
Nice.
Still get my butt kicked every time I turn around.
Nah.
But, I'm having a good time with it. Story's not it's been lacking on the story because I haven't been really doing the story missions. I've been just doing side stuff, trying to level up. So I can't really say if the story's good or not.
How are you liking the combat though?
It's all right. I don't mind it. Once I, start figuring out some of the combos and stuff like that, it's getting a little more interesting.
It's so different than anything previous in the Final Fantasy series.
Oh yeah, like I used to. Well, one of my favorites was actually Final Fantasy X. I spent a lot of time on that game years ago, and I enjoyed the story of that one too. But yeah, the combat totally different. Throws you off when you first start playing it.
I haven't played it in so long that I almost have to
You
start all
are-
over.
I haven't properly started it, so that's on the list. Did she bring you some cake?
No, she brought cake for herself. No cake for me.
I heard her
already
say.
had his.
I heard her say, "You already have cake."
I need more cake.
Look, I got the last piece.
That's great. All right. What's up, Nathan? What have you been playing? What have you been doing this week?
Finished Wildlands like he did with HGA, and I've been playing some basketball with Zach, 2K16, because that was in the Game Pass too.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, I don't know. I just started The Walking Dead season 3, so
That one's pretty good. I finished that a while ago. I don't know.
This
A
is
lot of people seem to hate that story because it's kind of an offshoot of it. But I thought it was
Yeah.
all right.
I didn't
Okay.
find
Yeah.
anything wrong with it so far.
Still
Still
have to
had the
start
oh my
season
god
one.
moments. So
Mike's still adjusting his camera. It's annoying.
This is
Touching
it's
things.
pissing me.
That was
I can't.
All of a sudden, a skinny mic.
I know. It's just I'm sorry. I'm having. It's like a complex I'm having right now. It's just bugging me so much. It shouldn't. It should not bug me. I should not be messing with my camera. But I don't know why. It's like it's
Every 2 seconds, he
Every-
hits another button and it does something.
and it does something. It's like nothing is working. I get 8 to 5 to 1 frames per second out of my camera. Anyway, continue, Nathan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait.
I mean, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Now, I forgot to mention another game that I played.
Oh.
Because Willie Mass in the chat just reminded me. We played some GTA 5.
Mm.
Whoa.
Oh,
But we could not do a heist because we were one man short. So we did some missions and we had a good time, though. That game still looks good.
It's
Yeah.
still fun just running around killing people just because.
Yeah.
It's just like Wildlands, throw some C4 beside them and blow them up just because.
Nice. All right, Juan, what have you been up to? What have you been playing this week?
Well, through E3, I finished Prey, which is difficult and but thoroughly worthwhile in my opinion. Although I'd recommend if someone had the option, it's better on PC. It's one of those I would definitely recommend to be on PC for that. But I enjoyed it. Let's see. I started Resident Evil 7, but I picked it up in the middle. I'm gonna have to be restarting that. So I've been doing a lot of Forza recently. There's been a Twitter lap time contest I've been participating in, so that's been fun. What else? Retro stuff. Picked up a couple new cards, and I've been putting stuff together for retro plays. Found the charger for my Game Boy Advance, so I've been messing with Sword of Mana on that, which is from the series that I can't pronounce the Japanese name of, but it's Secret of Mana. It's in that series, and
Oh, I
that way
remember
can-
Secret of Mana.
Right, so I can work back around to playing Secret Mana again. And what else? Oh, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe still. Finish up all of the 150cc trophies and working on the mirrors now.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Fun game.
Sweet.
Still the best game I have on Switch.
Sweet.
Yeah, mine too.
All right.
Can't wait for Mario World Odyssey though.
Yeah, that's going to be fantastic. I played some of the ARMS test fire, but I didn't really blow my hair back. It's colorful. I think it's cool, but I didn't see. In the demo, it was all multiplayer, and yeah, just whatever. I just wasn't feeling it for some reason.
Fair enough. All right. Let's see. For me, I have been playing. I get stuck on something every once in a while, and then I have to keep playing it. So now I'm on the Ghana Sisters, however you pronounce it. The Twisted Dreams that was on the Games of Gold, and I'm still enjoying it. It's a little on the repetitive side, but they try to introduce a lot of gameplay elements as you go on. And some of the puzzles in that platform are pretty good. It's a lot to that game. There are like 7 stories, and each story has like 10 acts. And I mean, I'm not even partway through the second story. So I mean, it's a big game. It's a bigger game than people might think it is.
Yeah.
Definitely a good one to try out. And I played a game that is on our Twitch channel. I'm going to try to make another video before it launches on the 24th called Tenertia. It's coming out on, I think, PC and PS4. And it's a twin-stick platform game that is nothing but rocket jumping. And the best way I can describe it, the Dark Souls of platform games. It is difficult as all get out.
Oh, so you give up already, do you?
I nearly rage quitted a couple of times. And it's I mean, there's a ton of levels. And they're all kind of left to right platform, and it's simplistic in its controls. Basically, one stick moves, one stick rockets, and the rocket is basically your jump and your move while you're in the air. But man, it's hard. It's a hard game. So.
Oh, I forgot. I played through the first, removing the first crime family or gang from Crackdown as well, the OG Crackdown.
Oh yeah.
The game is fun. If Crackdown 3 can give me that vibe with a modern group of effects and such, yeah, I'm down. Spent a little bit of time sailing, but can't talk about it.
I once again, I have
you can't talk about it?
Completely missed every. Because this week it was like 1 PM, which I'm working. I can't do. And then the last one I just totally missed altogether. So I have yet to be able to play that stupid game.
Every Saturday. Every Saturday that they do a test, I've always missed it because we've been out doing something during the playtime.
Yeah.
So,
and the playtimes are only like 2 hours. You have till from here to here, and then that's it. They need to open it up a little more for the rest of us. But I mean, I had it all week and I missed it. So, oh well. All right. So Tenertia, Gianna Sisters, 2 platformers. Trying to think if there's anything else I really played this week.
Did you get your free games from watching E3 through Mixer?
No, I haven't got any of them. I haven't got Jack.
Yeah, I got the Final Station, and that's also I played that a little bit.
Yeah, I got nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I got the Rare Replay, Final Station, and No Time to Explain.
I did not get No Time to Explain.
No Time to Explain is a good game.
That's
Oh,
missing.
you will have a lot of fun with that, and it's got some comedy too. You will like No Time to Explain.
Is everyone supposed to get those, or were they just handed out randomly?
I guess they were
I
handed
think
out randomly
everybody-
because I didn't get jack shit.
I didn't notice anything, but I didn't really look for it either.
Yeah, I mean I already
Surprised I
had
know
Rare
everybody
Replay,
was
but I
supposed to
didn't
get
have-
all those games. So
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I didn't get a thing.
Maybe it's still going out because it's they're like over 1 million viewers, so
Right.
might take some
Yeah.
time.
Might, but in the meantime, I didn't get anything. So,
Hmm.
yeah. So that. Oh no, I spent one evening going back and playing Fantasia since Peter got since you got
Me
your
too,
Kinect.
yeah.
You got your
Yeah,
Kinect back.
I bought a new Kinect since my other one went belly up. So yeah, it's such a fantastic game.
classifieds for like $50, you can probably pick them up.
It's so sad that we will never get DLC for that game.
Yeah, that's
so
too bad.
wrong.
I mean, playing Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean, come on,
So
Yeah, it's
wrong.
pretty
you
awesome.
know? That's awesome.
And unlocking different mixes, and I mean, just so
Yeah.
wrong. It is so wrong.
It is. Now I wish I
Mess-
picked it
mess,
through, or whatever that game is. FRU.
I know.
It's a
It was
clever
on,
little
on
game.
still not that long ago. So.
I need to get through. I need
It's
to-
clever. I would like for people to support that game. The dev should be supported in that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that the Kinect base anymore is that big. That's what the sad part is.
I love it.
Yep.
But yeah, I had forgotten. I was like, yeah, I gotta go back and play. I saw you play it. I'm like, I gotta go back and play it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I forgot how fun that game is.
Yeah.
Yep, it's pretty well done.
Yeah. All right. So welcome to everybody in the chat room. I see it's like romper room. I see Naha Pookie, and I see Macaval 10 and Witty Mass and GKB and all of our good friends. You know who's missing? Michael Burkake is in there. You know who's missing is Soup and Fastback. I haven't seen them. Jez is with us tonight. Jez is here to commiserate with me. Jez and I have had many a conversation. Many a conversation this week. So, but
That doesn't sound like a lot.
yeah. All right. So let's.
Took me a moment to figure out what Nathan had typed in chat.
For a quick second.
Just for a moment, I was
for a
like,
quick second.
Oh my
okay,
gosh,
well,
you guys, man.
cool.
I was like,
you know,
oh.
I know that I had a second, third look that one.
I could roll like that, I guess. Not my thing, but you know.
Yeah. Do me a favor next time you type that. Just put a dash in between
Gotcha.
the G and
Or
the E.
just
Yeah.
capitalize them.
Good Lord.
Because people watching the video and looking at it, they can't see squat. And
Right. Right. You're not watching this in the 720p that we're showing it in. And
yeah.
Like, I guess we needed something exciting to happen tonight, right?
Right.
Whoop.
Well, we got our 5 heavy thumbs. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
yeah. All
Stick
right.
around.
Yeah.
Should come by. Thanks for the view.
Thanks for the view.
Or the veal.
Oh, I have 7 thumbs now.
Yeah,
8 thumbs.
Seven.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
getting
8
good,
up.
man.
We should just give them a salt, some salt. Have a salt shaker
Right.
handy. Here you go.
Just keep a
Some
salt
salt.
lick.
So
behind-
sad.
Just a big old salt lick for him.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
Go play. If you get, just go play games. Then just go do something fun. If you have to have that much shitty.
They don't have any games to play. I'm wondering what platform they're playing.
Yeah.
I don't want to play on that platform.
I just got one.
No games.
Yeah. Console X has no games.
Yeah.
So yeah, just
There we
go.
go.
Go
We
do
got- we're up
something
to
else.
10. Up to 10 thumbs up. There we go.
No.
That's
There
all
we go.
right. What's funny about it though is that it makes you. It's got to make you laugh because you can't be that hateful in life and just I'm gonna go downvote the podcast because
I blame Witty.
I bet you it just makes their day.
Yeah.
I'm going to go downvote them. I'm going to feel great. And he does it. And he's like, oh, yeah, that felt so good. Can't wait till next week when I can do it again.
whatever. All right, let's get on to the real stuff. So, welcome everybody. Hey, welcome to Daniel B. I'm hoping I said that right. Daniel B. I said Daniel. I said it's J. It's probably
drinking.
Daniel. So what's up, man? Welcome in. Welcome in for the first time. I think we haven't seen you before, so hopefully you will stay and enjoy. As you can see, for those who are here for the first time, your chat is in the lower left. So please mind what you say. Please mind the discussion that's going on. Please try not to type words that might look like other words that could be construed for other words.
Right, Nate?
Yeah,
Nate.
I blame that witty character.
Yeah.
See, Witty at least
Capitalize the NLG
Oh my god! And now Pookie just wants to know about the cake.
Yeah, we're gonna have to tell him. Come on.
Okay.
Is the cake dry?
No.
All right. So, E3.
It was a Blue Jay cake. It was white and it was delicious. It was not dry. I don't know. What else you want to know about the cake? It said Happy Father's Day on it.
Fantastic.
Lots of icing.
Hey, look, my camera's working. Well, never mind.
Camera's working? No.
Oh man! All right. So E3, or as I like to call it, the week of crushed dreams. So,
It all started there and ended there at the same time.
Look, before we get to what happened at E3, and Jez is like, leave Mike alone because him and I agree. So I have been kind of watching the reaction to E3 being open to the public, and it pretty much is exactly as I thought it would be. Why is everybody here? Why can't I get all the journalists are going, why can't I get my job done? Why can't I touch anything? Oh yeah, it's because 15,000 regular people are here getting in my way. E3
Damn
is
those
not
regular
supposed to be a consumer show. It's a media and retailer show, and I'm telling you, this is so when I had the podcast last year, the pre-E3 show with Tony from Throwdown, and we talked about this, and last year I said E3 is about 5 years away from being done as a show. I'm 2 years in, and now more than ever, I am sticking to my 5-year plan because what we got this year could have been done anywhere. You have Sony, who after their E3 presentation said, "Oh, we held a bunch of stuff back for later shows." Really? I thought this was supposed to be the marquee show of the year. You know, and people are already talking about PAX. So I mean, like
It's your pre-hype show now.
Yeah, now people are on to the next show. So I am still going to hold to my prediction that in the next 3 years, one of the other two major console manufacturers is going to back out of an E3 conference or back out of E3 altogether. It's either going to be Sony because they've got 5 other shows they can show their games at, or it's going to be Microsoft. But one of those two are going to pull out of E3 in one form or another, and then this show is just basically going to crumble away and make room for probably something like a bigger revamped PAX or something else. And there were a couple of articles I've even read from publications that you know have said what I have said all along, which is back before social media, E3 was where all the magazines got their information from and then put their stuff out on magazines. When we were just doing websites and there was no Facebook and there was no Twitter, this was the only place you could really go to get your game information, was coming on to nlgaming.com and seeing all the stuff that we took, you know, camcorder footage of, which I have, by the way. I found a whole bunch of old camcorder footage, which I had started looking through, and I'm like, wow, this is where we were. I mean, but this is what, you know, you hung on a bunch of guys in the room typing away on laptops and stuff, live blogging the conferences, and then you got to see a whole bunch of stuff later on as we uploaded all these, you know, B-rolls and footage and stuff to our websites. Well, now you don't need to wait for us. I mean, Twitter is so instantaneous. You get your news from there. You get your news on Facebook. Companies are putting their stuff out as the conferences are going on. And really, with the advent of the internet and technology the way it is, companies don't need media showcases and press conferences to get out the information that they want to. And that's what's really going to kill E3. And why I think they wanted to open it up to the public, because the public now can get that information just as fast. So what good is the show? So that is my prediction. I am still on my 5-year plan that E3 is going to either be a shell of itself or may not be around at all. And I'm sticking to it.
You could be right.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have the fact that generally, I think half the reason that they kind of held back stuff was because if they don't put it in the show, it can't be leaked. Because, worse than what they did would be if they had stuff that had nothing at all that wasn't leaked. Microsoft got raked over the coals last E3 because they didn't have a surprise. So it was
I don't know. Last year, everything was basically leaked, and you knew the whole thing before it even happened.
I think we'll have to see how it did, because it's not free to go, right?
No.
And they probably sell swag and things. If they're making money on it,
give out swag. I mean, the developer, the publishers usually give stuff out.
Sure, but I'm sure there's also vendors there. They're also selling stuff. There's no way they're not selling something with all those people in one spot. I just don't buy that. So, I mean, it may not be what it was. It may not be the hub for information that used to be, but it could go on as zombie E3 for people, which is almost like PAX or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I expect it to die.
I think it's gonna. I mean, it could be basically another PAX type show.
Okay.
Attendance this year was, when you added the 15,000 tickets that they sold, was close to 70,000 people. I mean, it was a lot of people there.
Yeah, too many people for me. That's for sure.
Well, that's the problem. It was too many people, and it took away from what the show was supposed to be about. And then you have, I mean, don't forget, EA is not a part of that show anymore. They've got their own thing.
But they get their word out at the same time. They do it around that time.
Agreed. But that's sort of my point, is that EA doesn't feel like E3 is necessary for them to get their word out. They did their own thing again. I don't think it'd be long
before somebody else pulls it.
So, I mean, essentially, it's just not a media event anymore.
Right, which is what E3 was always supposed to be. It's an expo. It's not. It's. And if it's not supposed to be anymore, then they've got to deal with it. They've got to figure out how to.
If they want to do both, they have to put a bigger place.
Well, that's going to be something they're going to have to figure out.
Comic-Con has the same issue when I went to San Diego.
Apparently they're signed through 2019 at the LA Convention Center. So
that's right on your 5-year mark.
That's right on my 5-year mark. So, and that's kind of why, because I knew they had signed that through. So starting in 2020, we don't know what the show is going to be like, or where it's going to be, or what it's going to encompass. So, that's and as an old gaming journalist, that's what probably gets me more than anything, is just watching a show that was so media focused and allowed us to do our jobs just get out of hand. And I've heard a lot of journalists that had a lot of issues.
Yeah, but modern game journalism sucks anyway.
But that doesn't right. But
I mean,
that
they don't
doesn't.
do their job in the first place.
But-
so
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ability of the journalists to get done what they were supposed to do while they're there.
right,
And
but that's not, like I said, they don't. That's not their job anymore. Their job is now to
Get you to click on their site.
to
That's
to,
it.
editorialize
Clickbait.
and yeah. I mean, if it's the death of an event as a media thing, part of it may be because the media is dying.
no,
I mean-
I don't. I think a lot of it is. It's not because the media itself. It's not. It's because gamers don't have to get their stuff from the media anymore, which is probably why they're editorializing and doing what they're doing to get that traffic, because gamers don't have to get their information from them anymore. I mean, if I felt
true.
like, seriously, if I honestly felt like we could redrive traffic the way we drove traffic in 2001 through 2007, then I'd have taken a real shot at bringing the NLG website back. But the fact of the matter is that it's so much easier for me to retweet what companies are tweeting. And it's the same exact information that I would be sitting there typing out and getting nothing out of it.
Well, right, but then you're a modern gaming journalist. Then I don't know how many times I've looked at an article and it's been nothing but a collection of tweets, whether it be something Phil Spencer says, or maybe a question from a fan and the answer, or
Then
maybe
a little
some
bit of their
head,
opinion somewhere in there. What they think they're saying.
right?
Right.
And that's if it's not just straight opinion pieces like the Forbes trash or any of that stuff.
Well, but so my point being is that the gaming public doesn't need media as they know it, or as they used to know it, to cover what they want anymore. And so, because they can get it directly from the companies in real time, even during a presentation, or sometimes when the company decides to go make its own presentation, like EA Play, or when they when Activision decides to do their yearly now Call of Duty conference somewhere, somewhere in the middle of May. Notice Activision doesn't have to do a E3 press conference. They used to. They don't have to anymore. Why? Because they could just unveil their games at any given point whenever they want, fly the media out to go take pictures of it, show a trailer, tweet it out, and they get their traffic and they get their buzz. And so E3 is no longer a place even where Activision, Konami, Capcom, Sega, places like that, they don't have to do conferences anymore. And yeah, they'll put some games out this year. Activision put games out this year because gamers were coming. I guarantee you, if they didn't sell public tickets, Activision wouldn't have had a booth, Konami wouldn't have had a booth, Capcom wouldn't have had a booth. Those guys don't need it anymore. They could just shove their games into Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo's booths and call it a day, which I think is what Activision did last year. They said, we're not even going to put a booth out there. We'll just stick our stuff in Sony's booth and let you play it there. So 2020
Saves time and money.
Yeah, exactly. Money. Why spend it on E3 anymore? And I think in the next couple of years, I think before
They
2020,
probably made money. They're just sticking it in Sony's booth.
Well, yeah, and Sony will pay for it as part of their marketing deal.
Yeah.
So I think as far as I think in 2020, I'm going to be very interested to see exactly what happens to E3, because I think it's about done, and I'm sticking to that. The more I see, the more
I heard
see.
it was very underwhelming, more or less.
It really
like
was.
between the conferences and just the atmosphere there. People that have been there for years. It's just not the same.
So let's go to the conferences. So first, we got to sleep through EA's Play event, right? Which basically was Battlefront, Battlefield DLC, A Way Out, which did look good. FIFA.
Oh, yeah, it was one of the games of show for me.
Yeah, I like the design and I like that co-op, that required co-op. I thought that was really cool. So, anybody else get a good look at it other than Juan and I?
Oh yeah, I watched it a couple times because I don't know, just even I don't know the story itself is probably enough to make me want to play it. You know, just a little bit it shows like I want to know more about this story. You know, what did you do to get in jail? How'd you get out of jail? You know, and all that stuff.
How do you stay out?
Yeah, how do you stay out?
Tell me now.
Once you're out, you gotta make sure you're not caught again.
Got to go hide somewhere, hide in the sewer.
Right.
The kind of built-in screen sheet mechanic, I think, is pretty slick.
Yeah, I thought that was cool too. So, what's up, JD? So that was that, and that people pretty much were.
They also hinted at Anthem in advance of Microsoft's.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Which was some people really thought was a big deal.
Yeah.
I read a lot of people say, "Oh my God, now there's going to be less hype," and why would they do that? It's terrible. It's just the weirdest thing to make a big deal out of.
And a super dose of FIFA.
You're right.
Yeah, and
FIFA,
soccer.
which is now another Sony game. So as Microsoft decided they had enough of that. So.
Yeah, just whoever coughs up more money for to market a game.
Well, Microsoft is keeping the Legends.
How are they keeping the Legends if it's going?
I wonder if they paid for it.
They said it
or something. Maybe they paid for the development.
They were on Twitter with it.
Well, yeah, are keeping it or the Legends is on all consoles. I think that's what it is.
That's gotta be.
Was they were keeping it.
Well, they might, right.
But it's not exclusive to whoever. To Sony.
Well, it wasn't before, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was totally.
Legends.
It was completely Microsoft. It was Xbox exclusive. Up until they gave up the. Marketing for it.
Mm.
And actually, they're looking at it. The Legends are being kind of done away with and changed to icons. So.
Alrighty then.
Yeah. Interestingly enough,
this box is now considered a cube.
Yeah. The Switch is getting they're getting a version of FIFA, right?
Yeah.
And yet, there's Super Cooper and Annihilator. What's up, guys? They're getting a version of FIFA that is not running on Frostbite engine. Isn't that weird? That's kind of odd.
Yeah, but do they have Frostbite for the Switch though? Probably not.
I thought the Frostbite was this awesome scalable engine that could run on a toaster.
I thought it would only scale up, not down, or only scale down, not up, whatever.
So, all right.
Yeah.
So that was the yawn fest of EA. So I'm gonna swing back around to Microsoft because there's a lot to talk about. So Bethesda had their third, I think it was their third press conference, and all the hype up for them was they do a great job with their press conferences, and outside of Wolfenstein, which looked fantastic, the new Colossus. It was 45 minutes of the same stuff we already knew. Like, there wasn't anything else I could think of new, except for there was some... It's either DLC or a standalone DLC for Dishonored, and then some VR stuff. Like, they actually took time out to show VR. Which Doom in VR is probably going to make a lot of people sick. But I could see that I can see that being fun. And Fallout 4 coming to VR. But other than that, 45 minutes of kind of the same old, same old. Now, I will say that their presentation was really cool. Like the whole Bethesda land, and they know how to produce a video. But it was still kind of... Oh, Death of the Outsider. That was the DLC for Dishonored 2. It was still kind of, and BJ Blazkowicz coming to Quake Champions. The Evil Within 2 was announced. So that was the other big announcement. Otherwise, I mean, okay. Kind of ho-hum.
Pretty much 45 minutes.
Hey, you said his name right. Way to go, Mike.
I did?
Way to go. Yep. He's 15 minutes behind on the stream.
Oh, man. So, wait, hard J or silent J?
We'll know in 15 minutes.
We'll know in 15 minutes. So, Nahapuki says VR is awesome. So, VR is awesome. I know you and Nick Creepy Bunny like VR, but VR
Frankie.
And Frankie. But VR, I've spent money on 3D, and so VR is going to have to do a lot more for me.
The thing is, if money would not be an issue, then it would probably be more awesome then.
Well, sure, right?
Because the thing is, like, you don't need, you need the equipment, and then you also have to buy the games.
Ding ding.
And like Woody said, it's a downgrade, really.
Oh, and Skyrim VR, which I know Nick went crazy for.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein did look pretty amazing, though. I'm going to be all over that.
Oh my gosh, that's and it's coming out this year.
Yep.
That's the killer thing, is that's coming out this year.
Game announced, and it's coming out this year. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Give Bethesda credit. That's what they're doing. They're
oh yeah, you don't have to wait 3 years. Waiting.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just here's the game. Guess what? It's coming out in a couple months. Go ahead and buy it.
So then we get to Ubisoft, and I think this was I guess Aisha Tyler was a little busy.
CrazyJuan's favorite show.
Yeah, she was a little busy filming Criminal Minds, I guess. So, well, she's on that show. I don't know if you know that.
Never watched.
My wife and I like Criminal Minds.
I watched the first one with Manny Patinkin.
Yeah, we watch it. So she's on Criminal Minds now. So I guess she was too busy to be Ubisoft's host again. Of course, we got to see more of the Assassin's Creed, which looks fantastic. I cannot wait for that. That's going to be really nice.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
And then some Mario Brothers meets Rabbids, and then Michael Ansel came out to announce Beyond Good and Evil 2. And then later on said, "Oh, we haven't even started development yet. We're at like day 0."
Here's the game. We're putting it on Kickstarter. We haven't done anything yet, but send us money.
Enrique says, "Does Frankie talk?" Frankie is a little quiet this week. So, actually, Frankie is he's going to be out probably this week and next week. So, we're going to try to get next week. I'm going to work on it. If it's not next week, the week after, we're going to have another developer guest on. I just have to work out the schedule. Thanks to Juan, we're going to be talking to the guys behind Kingdom Come Deliverance, the guys at Warhorse, which I'm excited for, because that game, I love those kind of games. If you're going to give me some medieval stuff, get me away from orcs and dwarves and elves for a minute, and just get me into like real Defenders of the Crown type stuff. So
yeah, could be really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. So anyway, Beyond Good and Evil, and then he said, "Well, we haven't even started developing yet." So,
and everyone's hearts got broken.
Yeah.
Mine was before that anyway, because they took what was a colorful and kind of there was a lot of good things about Beyond Good and Evil. It was the first game I ever streamed, actually. and I love a lot of things about that game. And the tone of the new thing is just entirely different. You know, like then they start tossing in words like online playground, character creation. No, what are they doing in the game?
Personally, I spend like 30 seconds creating a character in a game. I don't care. Randomize, go.
Yeah, I have the same thing. Yeah.
Oh, I don't randomize. I try to make them look just like me.
Or you can do the
Better than me.
NBA where
I
you come out looking like an alien.
I just like getting into the game. I don't care what my character looks like.
True. And Super Cooper, I forgot the Crew 2 was announced, and
Oh yeah.
I know I was a fan of the Crew. I still play it now and again.
Maybe had some good
leave me on
times.
the show so I can tell everyone about Amiga. No, no, never again.
Oh, and I paid off Far Cry 5 from Ubisoft, so that tells me. I'm
All
excited
right,
for that.
Far Cry 5. And
Yeah.
I mean, they had a
That looks
pretty good.
hot.
They've got some good stuff coming. I mean, the Crew 2 is that looks fantastic. Boat racing and
South
motorcycles
Park.
and stuff like that.
Flying.
South Park is finally. They showed a lot more of South Park, and that looks like it's going to be fun. South Park is good. Skull and Bones, which Maddie brought up too. Looks like they basically took the sea battles out of Black Flag and made it a standalone game.
Yeah, that was the least the part that I enjoyed the least in Black Flag.
Yeah,
And how they took it
And
out.
now it's
so
a
that
full
game is
game.
that game is not going to be for
they
me.
just need a ship battle type
Yeah.
game. You know, they
It's
should
probably
just take all that, and that'd be fun. I'd love that.
It's probably going to be a For Honor, but then with ships.
Right. For Honor with ships. That'd be right up Juan's.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd be kicking ships off the edge of the flat Earth.
And then dancing.
Right.
Have you ever seen a ship
Spins.
teabag someone? Well, here you go.
I'll make it happen.
So,
Probably have tea in the.
right. Oh man. So yeah, I mean, Super Cooper's right. Ubisoft is kind of killing it. They're making. I mean, their stuff is just straight up solid.
Yeah, they have some
Even
good
if
stuff.
not everything they showed was for you, half their show was for a lot of people. And Far Cry 5 is going to be big.
Mm-hmm.
So, South Park will be big. I just hope that one's worth the year wait.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I love the humor in the show and the Stick of Truth. So
Yeah, which I got to go back and finish.
I'll watch a stream, Mike. That game is not for me. I don't think. I'm not really into South Park. Maybe after that I will be. Who knows?
It's an acquired taste. I
come
have
on,
to say.
it's
Yeah,
fun,
maybe.
farting and throwing it at people. That's hilarious.
But the comedy in South Park is an acquired taste. I can understand. It's crude on purpose. So they had a pretty solid press conference. Nintendo had their half hour direct, and so we got to see Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah. Oh, that looks fantastic.
Yeah, it really does.
They're going from 3D to 2D and then back to 3D. That looks so sweet.
Yes,
I'm
that
really
was
looking
really
forward
cool.
to playing that.
And then they announced that Rocket League is coming to Switch
Yeah. I don't know.
with PC and Xbox crossplay.
That's the only part that's exciting.
Another
Exciting. I
conversation.
mean, that's just cool, from a technology standpoint. It's like, yeah, neat. And also that Nintendo allows
Yeah. Well, we'll
another
get
system to play with them. So
we'll get to that.
we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I definitely want to address that tonight. But then they showed a logo for Metroid Prime 4 that set social media on fire. We have no idea when it's coming. We have no idea what it's about. We have no idea. It's not Retro Studios, but we don't know anything about it. But we know it's a logo.
Yep.
Maybe for the Switch too. You never know.
But what? The Switch 2?
Oh,
No,
you don't know how long
also.
it takes for that game to be materialized. It's coming.
The Wii U too.
No, we do not. We are not responsible for you if you get fired from your job, Nahabuki. Sorry. Although we do appreciate that you're sneaking listening to us during work. I do.
Don't miss a shoe though.
He just wanted cake.
Yeah.
He can buy his own.
Last time he missed a shoe or something like that. So.
All right. So, and their conference was in and out and done, and then they did their treehouse stuff all week. All right. So who you want to talk about first? You want to talk about Sony first? You want to talk about Microsoft first?
I'm just gonna say that.
We can talk about Sony first.
Okay. Go ahead, Juan. You were saying?
I was just gonna say Nintendo disappointed me because they didn't say anything about VC on Switch. I'd like to see VC on Switch sometime before I'm 80, and also they said nothing about Advance Wars, so they immediately lose E3 for me. A lot of all consideration.
Damn. I didn't. You know what? I forgot that. Well, I mean, they weren't going to show much. I'm surprised that they showed Metroid Prime's logo at all because they really said they wanted to concentrate on the stuff coming out this year. So,
yeah, I mean, with Mario World Odyssey coming out, I mean, why do you need to show that logo?
That's pretty much
you don't need any hype. I mean, there's hype for the Mario.
Yeah, I don't know.
People are really overthinking that hat thing.
All right.
People overthink everything nowadays.
Yeah, they do.
They see a little dash on a screen and they come up with every explanation of what it could be, and it could have been. It was just put there just because they felt like it.
Yeah.
It looked good.
All right, so Sony. No, they went last. They went Monday night. We live streamed it, of course. So if you want to check out our live stream impressions as they went on, you get to see our reactions to the Peruvian pan flute band at the beginning, as well as the people hanging from the ceiling, as well as
people falling asleep.
The guy falling asleep in the crowd.
Yeah.
And apparently, what's his name? Hip Hop Gamer and some other guy bowing to Sean Layden. So, it was a lot of fun to watch. But, getting beyond all that mess, they showed off pretty much most everything we knew about, and finally gave some dates to some stuff, and still held out some dates to some stuff. They started off with Uncharted Lost Legacy, which looks fantastic. And,
definitely looking forward to that one.
Yeah, Frankie's not here, but he can suck it. Uncharted is still awesome. So the story of Chloe and Nadine looks like it's going to be hot fire. I mean, I'm really excited for it. I know it's coming this year. They didn't put an exact date on it at the conference, but it is coming this year. So that's one. Then they showed Horizon Zero Dawn Frozen Lands, or Frozen Wilds rather. So that's their DLC for Horizon, also coming this year.
Such a nice.
I hope it's not. I hope it brings something new and not like kind of a continuation of the same.
Well, it's DLC. So, I'm imagining it's just going to be some.
Yeah, just some more of some more quests. I don't know. Hopefully it's deeper, but
it's DLC. I don't think deep is. I think Horizon Zero Dawn 2 will be where they actually address the end of the game.
Right.
And
I don't know. Maybe they'll just introduce a new tribe that's off to like kill you type deal, and you're just off to kill them, and that's the point of the DLC.
DLC can be deep though. I mean, we've seen deep DLC.
We have
with things like the Burial at Sea for BioShock.
Yeah,
some of the old
GTA stuff.
Mass Effect.
Yeah, the GTA stuff. So I mean, it could. I'm not convinced that this is going to be like the continuation of where that story left off, because they left that game open. They left it very open. I just don't think they're going to address it in the DLC. I think they're going to wait.
And maybe that'll be for a second game type deal.
That's what I'm thinking. Is the sequel is going to Horizon Horizon 1 Dawn or something.
Well, you never know. They might patch a couple little holes here and there, but that might be about it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So
I'm not too hot on the DLC. It's more a wait and see approach for me.
I'm not a DLC
Even though
guy
the game,
either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's good DLC,
Like I.
What they said about the the GTA, the Bell of Gay Tony and Lost and Damned. I mean, that DLC was fantastic.
Yeah, it was. And I don't know. Did you get the DLC for Dead Rising 4?
No.
See, I
got it, but I haven't used it.
See, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm yeah.
So yeah.
So then they showed a new slice of Days Gone.
I thought you were going to say slice of cake.
Yeah.
And Days Gone looks really good. Now they're starting to show some of the first player, the story element rather. It's a single player game.
Right.
And it looks great. And there's no date on it.
Yeah. No date. So not anytime soon.
No.
Date.
No. Right.
I don't know. Expect it in a year or two.
I'm thinking that's holiday 2018. That's gonna be their big holiday.
At earliest.
Yep.
Spring 2019.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Right, which means delayed to spring 2019. Monster Hunter World, which is coming to PS4, Xbox, and PC. Is this the first time Monster Hunter's been on Xbox?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
I think so as well.
Yeah, don't know.
Not
Maybe when you're
not getting
nostalgic,
I don't think it's been.
warm fuzzies. But
I don't think it's been on 3. I don't think there's been a Monster Hunter 360.
I'll get roped into it because I have a buddy who's into the series, so I'll end up doing the co-op thing with him.
Okay.
yeah, stream it and I'll watch. I'm not sure if it's.
But Shadow of the Colossus is getting a remake. And I have been told that they are going to be fixing some of the quirkiness of the original. That Team Ico camera angle thing that they.
I never got to play the first, so kind of excited to be able to play the remake of it anyway.
Then they showed off a bunch of VR. Elder Scrolls, Moss, Final Fantasy expansion, and stuff. And I'm sorry, still not there on VR yet. So
No.
It's good to see that they're supporting it, though.
I'll get
yeah, that's for
VR
sure.
when I'm given VR for free.
I'll get it when it's cheap enough.
Modzoo would win it, so.
That's right.
And
You
when,
would.
when it's cheap means it's no longer supported, Mike.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
Oh, but that's
Get it
bargain
at a
bin.
discount when they don't make anything for it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we got to see God of War, and that's early 2018. That's a no-brainer. That looks really fantastic.
Yeah, it looks very interesting.
It looks like they're getting away from the
Never played any of them.
the previous versions, and the story between him and his son looks like it's gonna be nice. And
Yeah, Ryan McAfee's gonna cry joyful tears over it.
He's already cried. I can guarantee it.
Do you know if that son is growing up to be an adult, or does it stay like that?
No, I hope he dies.
He dies. Come on. They both die at the end.
They both
Right.
get stuck in a puddle. The end.
No, not really. It's just it looks great. It's probably the best thing that they showed, in my opinion.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought
the
I
game
thought
looked
Days Gone was
fantastic.
the best thing they showed, in your opinion.
Yeah, I've revisited that, and Days Gone is I'm not entirely worn out on zombies, but just looking at the action, I think that the God of War is going to be more impressive than Days Gone.
I can
Yeah,
agree
I
with that.
agree with
I
that.
agree with that.
Reset.
I mean, I played a couple of the God of War games, and I love the combat system in it. And just looking at Days Gone, it just looks like a third-person shooter type deal that you've played 100 times over. I mean, it's not taking the
Yeah,
fun.
it's still, what the mechanics what they showed about, blowing up that gate when the zombies came in and killed the rest of the camp and
That was pretty
chased
cool.
them out of there.
It's
I mean,
pretty
that's
cool.
kind of cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Or that trap that they set up and you
That
throw a
World
rock
War
and it's
Z
like, hey,
kind
what's
of
going
look.
on? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely
I mean,
Michael
there's some
says
interesting things
I
it's
about
going to
it.
be
This is
high
a
on my.
gaming podcast, but
PlayStation
does
list.
anyone know about editing pictures? Actually, a little bit. I can shoot me a Twitter DM with your question. I can see if I can answer it for you. All right, so then they showed Detroit, which we were hoping to get another look at, and that looks pretty neat. I like the elements of choosing your own story, or making your own story out of it. Now, what that means, I don't know, but what we saw of it was pretty darn good. However, no release date, so again, could be a 2018, 2019 game.
Is that that's not David Cage, is it?
Was that the David Cage game? Oh man, hang on.
I'm not sure.
Thinking, I don't remember honestly.
Quantic Dreams. I think it is. It is because that's Quantic Dreams. So that is David Cage.
Cool.
Yeah, I can get with that. So, it's basically androids, but I'll take it. It's like what did I say during the live stream? It's like iRobot.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks interesting.
Yeah, so we got that, and then so then we got, of course, to see Destiny 2.
Yeah, that was kind of disappointing for me.
Yeah,
It looks like Destiny 1 almost.
Well, I don't know. It looks like, I don't know. I was kind of a little bit hyped for the game, but after they showed it, it's like, I don't know. I didn't get hot, warm fuzzies, and it's going to be pushed back, I think, for me.
no, it's
down the
November.
list.
That's no. Oh, okay.
No, I mean,
on your,
just on my list of desires. But yeah.
So yeah,
Destiny's a
that's
no-go for me.
That's September 6th, so we're not far away from that.
No,
Nope.
No go.
but I don't
I was
think
hoping
that's
it would
not gonna
change
be-
my mind, but it didn't.
Yeah.
September is Cuphead. So nope.
Jason,
Say what? Sorry.
Destiny.
To Destiny or not to Destiny?
Destiny 2.
No Destiny. No
Alright.
Destiny.
So then they finished off with Spider-Man, which looked really good.
Reminded me of Batman, which is a good thing.
Yeah, the combat looked a lot like Batman, Rocksteady Batman, which nothing wrong with that. I think the graphics looked great. I mean, obviously it was running on pro hardware. Not a fan of his suit, but that's a design choice, not a game thing. I just don't like his. I don't like the suit. It's like every time DC messes with Superman in some way, and if you ever watch the CW show Supergirl, which I'm a fan of, they brought Superman back, and they picked a great person to play Superman, but they did something with his cape where his cape came over his shoulders and kind of snapped to the front of his suit, and it annoyed me to no end. So, but then again, it also annoyed me when they took the S off of his cape. So I just, I'm a big fan of keeping the uniforms and the suits correct, and I didn't like Spider-Man's suit.
But here's my prediction. I predict you can buy some more different suits.
Microtransaction suits.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
You don't
Super
like a
Cooper
suit?
said
Well,
they'll-
spend
they said they'll
$3.99 and
promote
get the original.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone know when Path of Exile is coming? I don't, but and we'll get to that shortly too. Talking about the Xbox One X, apparently they got that sucker running on an X in 2 days. So
Nice.
Hard J, Croatian, silent English. So it is Dangel. Nice, Dangel. Hard J.
Nice.
Nice. I'm sorry you're 15 minutes behind, man. So,
He'll hear that 15 minutes from now.
yeah.
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 But
She'll also be
we're
beyond though.
Yeah, by then we're talking about
seriously,
something else.
we are thrilled that you're with us tonight.
Definitely thanks for
Oh,
coming
yeah.
by.
Yeah, that's awesome.
For sure.
So I mean, I came away from the Sony conference. Just I guess. At
Oh,
the
are we done
end of-
talking about Spider-Man?
Oh, are we? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No. Go.
The one thing that I'm concerned about is a little bit the QTE when he's swinging through the city. I hope it's not going to be too Don't know.
I hope you
I
have
want to
like,
see more of that gameplay mechanic.
yeah, get a nice like kind of free swinging through the city wherever you want. You can't just have to
I
pick
have
a
to think
specific
that's
direction.
there. I
Yeah.
have to think that's there. I wasn't too concerned.
People were concerned about the slowness of the web swinging, but
Slowness. I mean, how
Yeah,
fast does he have to swing?
apparently he's got to be going as fast as Superman swinging, like choo, 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 choo,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, but you got to remember that depending on which Spider-Man you're talking about, his webbing is not part of him. It's a mechanical thing. You can only do so much, and I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I just
All
remember
I
the
could
movie
all I
Go
could
Web
kept
Go.
saying was, I mean, I know they had to do it for the E3 demo, but he's chasing the helicopter, and he's swinging, and all I can think of is, why don't you just web yourself to the safe that
Helicopter.
the helicopter's carrying?
yeah,
Then I figured, well, then the demo would be over in like 30 seconds. So,
true.
but what I did like was, in the older like Spider-Man 2, I think, like Spider-Man could just web into the thin air and swing for wherever he wanted to. Whereas this, he was having to attach himself to the buildings, which
Sure.
is what it's supposed to be. So I was happy to see that they paid attention to that. Annihilator,
Yeah, I mean,
Mike, do you still
it's
want your
Insomniac's.
superheroes running around with their underwear inside out? Yes. Yes.
And you want to pay
yes,
extra
I do.
for that.
Yes.
All that in DLC.
I want Christopher Reeve Superman again is what I want. I want that outfit. So, I mean, it was
But the game looks good, so I definitely want to see more.
yeah. I definitely want to see.
I also want to know, what happens when you fail? When you don't get your swing right, does he fall down? Can you recover? How does that mechanism work?
Who knows?
The demo was too
That's a good
perfect.
question.
Don't
It
know.
was too perfect.
But don't they always make those demos perfect though?
Yes. Not always, though. Let me see, I don't know. In Forza, didn't we see crashes and stuff?
Yes, we did.
It definitely
So-
wasn't CrazyJuan driving, that's for sure.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I
It'd
I
be somebody
crashed
like
my
me driving.
No, crazy on the video, you never see him crash.
No,
but-
because
I'll-
I
I'll
do
let
a
you
damn
say
good
that.
job of editing. That's why.
Yeah.
I crashed. You can't. If you're not breaking it, you're not going fast enough. You're not trying hard enough. You're not bending stuff.
Yeah.
So when you actually take your drive, we're gonna play this for the company that you're going to take your actual drive for.
Yeah. If you're not bending it a little bit, then you're just not going hard enough.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good luck with that.
But let's get back to the Sony conference. I think they did a good job. They have some very strong titles.
I really like Detroit. I thought it was unique.
Yeah.
I like those choice making games when the choice actually does make a difference.
We think it does, right?
Oh yeah, we hope it does.
It's
Yeah.
Detroit, so Crazy said it doesn't look like that.
So
No, it looks a little bit more like Fallujah. The depending on where you go, like downtown Detroit's actually pretty nice, but yeah, it's just, and some of it is actually just reclaimed by nature. It's like the craziest thing, like bears roaming around. No joke. Dead
Oh,
serious.
like I am legend.
Hex, feral dogs.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. But the thing about Spider-Man is I'm completely worn out. I'm worn out on Super. I would rather play a zombie thing. I want to see more zombies before I see more goddamn superheroes. I'm just done with superheroes. No more damn superheroes. So, Insomniac's great. It's gonna play great. It's gonna have great mechanics. It's gonna look totally fine on a pro.
Gonna have some
So-
humor.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet. Great game. I have absolutely no interest in it.
Well, hopefully we'll have more interest than
I
some
have-
other game they make.
Yeah. No, Sony had a good show. They showed a lot of strong content, a lot of good stuff. Most of it, we've seen some of our. I mean, it was basically 2016 show remastered.
That's what I've heard a lot of too, and I agree. It's
Yeah.
nothing new.
We got some dates, so that's good.
Yeah,
They did better there than they usually do with the dates. So
yeah.
plus for that.
And like I said, they're the masters of stage presence. I give them that, man. When we were watching Days Gone, and I'm looking, I'm like,
People
"Are there
hanging.
people hanging,
Yeah.
from there?" And I'm like, who gets paid for that? I'm like, hey, intern, come here.
Yeah.
Guess what's happening?
Hey,
mean,
you're not
it is a
doing
rogue,
anything
but-
today.
I mean,
Flat out 2 ankles.
there are 5 games out of that conference that I want, and so that's a winner as far as the game content goes.
How many did they show?
Huh?
How many did they show? 15? 15 on the show?
They showed probably because they only had an hour. Their show was only an hour. They showed, so let's count them up. We had
Maybe more like 12, 11, 12.
started off with Uncharted. So we had Uncharted, Horizon DLC, Days Gone, Monster Hunter World, Shadow of Colossus. That's 5 there. If you want to count all the VR, so Elder Scrolls VR, Final Fantasy VR, Moss, probably 4 or 5 of those. God of War, Detroit, Destiny 2, Spider-Man. So yeah, about 15 if we count, all the little titles too. So I would say that.
Still, even wanting 5 out of like a possible 15
6
titles is pretty good.
That is
6 of which were VR.
6. I think 6 were VR. So even out of that, I mean, the percentage is very high. I guess it was just very. Maybe it started off with. I have a feeling it was a combination of the Peruvian pan flute band and the crowd. The crowd was horrible. The crowd really took.
Yeah, I think the show director should not have, zoomed in on that crowd.
I mean,
yeah, especially when you see a guy like.
That guy was asleep. He was totally 100% asleep.
He was the life of the show.
I could not believe that. And then
but the rest too. I mean,
and it really is cringeworthy. It's cringeworthy to watch a couple guys stand up and we're not worthy to, and they're the only ones doing it. I mean,
yeah.
Well, that's because they broke the rule. But I have every belief that those people were told to hold their applause to certain points, just to keep because Sony obviously gave a lot of care to the flow of the show and the staging and the theatrical elements.
But then the director of the show, I mean,
Sean Layden. But then Sean Layden comes out and says, "Everybody, calm down." As if, I mean,
more calm. They flatline at that point.
Yeah. but that crowd.
Yeah, the guy with the camera was probably slumped over at that point.
Yeah, maybe.
I couldn't. It was just by the time we were done, and maybe it was just the aftermath of everyone else. I was just done. I was just okay. This is not the E3 I remember. This is not. This is not. Oh, by the way, one more thing. Nobody had that. By the way, one more thing. There was no. They were missing games. Oh yeah, we play. Somebody tweeted out that that somebody at Sony has already played a working playable build of Death Stranding. Well, then why in the hell wasn't it there?
Yeah,
where was your new game by Sucker Punch that everybody was talking about? Oh, Sucker Punch has got a new game. Well, where is it? They're holding it back for another show. Where's Dreams? Where is that game dead?
Maybe they were all dreaming, and that was the whole.
That's it. The I mean, there was just
the dream is dead.
Yeah.
It was almost.
I must be a weirdo. I don't need to know shit about a game I'm not going to be playing in more than 18 months. I don't need to know that it exists.
No, but if you show it already, that's the thing. So it's one thing if it's a game. Okay, so I'll give you Sucker Punch then. I'll give you that one. If it's not coming out next year, I'll give you that one. But there were games that were missing that they rolled out last year.
Yep.
That they didn't re-show. That should be farther along in development. Now Neil Druckmann said sorry we didn't show any more Last of Us 2. It's he tweeted out it's Nadine and Claudia's time to shine. Okay, but this is your big conference. This is supposed to be your big conference.
Why not take another 30 minutes?
Right. You're the last conference.
Really weird
you're the last conference, and you're not tied to Spike TV. You're not tied to a television station. Take the extra time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was just so bland that we went back and we showed the Wolfenstein trailer again just to perk us up. I mean, that's how bland it was.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that was Sony's. Now let's move on to Microsoft. Where's Jazz? Witty
Wait
Mass is
15
already. I
minutes.
mean, Witty Mass is already commiserating on his. Look, they're
They did.
They showed
did.
a lot of different types of titles.
they showed games. Let's
They
start
showed
with
games.
that. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
They blasted 40. What was it? 44 games on screen.
Like 42 or I don't know
Yeah,
something.
I don't know. Low 40s.
40 something. But the funny thing is,
22 console exclusives. Some of them were launch exclusives. The majority of them were launch exclusives.
Right.
the weird thing I find is everyone's like, Microsoft better show games. I don't want to see much of Scorpio, right? We just need a couple seconds of Scorpio, and the rest better be games. They got that. Then
They
they
did.
complained. They complained about that.
Yeah. Or
Well,
they need
I didn't
variety.
like-
well,
they need
I didn't
Japanese.
like the
they need
games
Japanese
they
games.
showed.
They
Yeah,
got
there
them.
wasn't-
They got them. They
kinda-
got Japanese
yeah.
games.
There,
got-
there wasn't enough apparently. There needed to be more. There needed
Well,
to be more AAAs. There needed to be more first-party exclusive AAAs. There's always a reason why people hate it.
Yep.
Well,
They just say one thing, and then when they get that, they're not happy with it.
I can't argue with the first party side though.
The
You know I
narrative
can't.
always shifts.
You know I can't argue with the first party side. I can't.
Well, it's not like we didn't know what we were going to see first party. I mean, anyone who expected more out of, first party big ones. I mean, I said that there was stuff coming we didn't know. I didn't expect anything big from 343 or the Coalition or something we don't know about from Rare. The closest thing I saw, in my mind, that would have been a surprise would have been something from Playground on their offshoot
Right.
project, right? But
Right.
Again, I'm back to the whole I'm the weirdo. I don't care if it's not going to be in my hands and closing it on 2 years. I just don't need to know. Just show me what I want to be able to buy, and I'm down. I can start making a plan. I don't need to know what's off 3 years
Well,
from now. What
it-
does that do for me?
Well,
Just remember, sorry to cut you off.
no,
Mike,
go
but,
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But Phil Spencer was saying he doesn't want to show off games too early. They've had problems in the past with, example, Scalebound. They showed it off like literally probably when it first started development, and look, it's canceled. We're all disappointed. So why not hold off on a year or two and then show a bunch that they're working on right now? Like, why show it off now when we're not getting it for 2 or 3 years, right? No point. We're not getting our hands on it.
I would agree with you if for me, if there weren't already questions and doubts about their output. And I think what people were looking for, and I'm included, it's interesting. And I want to bring this up because I feel like when people just jump ship, right? So how many people do we see on Twitter? I just bought a PS4, which is fine. I'm a multi-console owner, but a multi-console owner because of exactly things like this. The ones that, they just dropped their Xbox, they changed their name on Twitter, and then they just, they want to be accepted by the other community. I don't go in on that. So I don't go in. So when somebody says, why don't you just switch to PlayStation? Well, it's not that simple. And for me, I've invested 16 years into the Xbox brand. A lot of money. And I want them to come back.
Well, I would start at 2013, Mike.
I did, but I did that too. There's my Xbox One. I got a launch Xbox One. I pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
And not only did I pre-order it, I pre-ordered it on the notion of their original DRM plan. I was on board with their original ideas.
Let's not
So
go to
is that.
2013.
So,
Let's not go back to 2013.
But what I'm
That's
saying
stupid.
is, what I'm saying is that
We don't play digital games, so let's keep going.
right. Well, what I'm saying though is, even if we go back to 2013, I've still put the money in. So for me to just drop all of that and say, well, fuck, I don't care about Xbox anymore. That's not that. First off, that's not.
but the thing is, you can still play everything you bought.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's still that. I think that should grant us the ability to continue to be concerned when we're not seeing what we used to see. Like, I want to see these things. I want, and I would like for them to stop. Okay, if Fable Legends wasn't what you wanted and you wanted to dump Fable Legends, fine. Okay. I could see that. But then, when you're short on studios, don't fire the studio. Put them on a new game.
But we don't know what the problems were, though.
I know, which is also baffling, because the game, as Juan and I were playing it, seemed to be matching
I
up
played
to
it
what we
too.
wanted.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't seem bad at all.
No,
Who knows? I mean, I don't know. The thing is, like, we don't know what happened.
Right,
Yeah.
but then they closed the studio, which of course was a surprise to the people in the studio.
Right. But we don't. Yeah. But the thing is, we don't know why.
We don't. But
Hey, what are you doing?
It's a patch for my shoulder pain.
Oh, okay. Because I see you keep
I
playing.
thought it was
with
a
that.
kind of like a I stopped smoking patch.
That's
No.
what I thought it was at first.
It's that icy and hot patch thing.
gotcha. So for me and for a lot of other people, all we wanted to see was that they do understand. I mean, we know what 343 is going to make. Halo. We know what the Coalition is going to make. We know what Turn 10 is going to make. We know what their studios are doing. The problem is now they're only down to, 4 major studios? And we all know what they make. We all know they make the same exact game all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have a lion head anymore that could either do a Fable or do another games in that genre. We have Rare, which is working on Sea of Thieves, and I totally want them to finish Sea of Thieves because that's one of my games, one of the games that I want. Let them finish Sea of Thieves and then let them move on to the next game. The problem is they don't have other studios that can move on to the next game in the interim. So they keep going.
So what are they going to do about that at E3? I mean, like, we knew all of this going into E3, so I don't understand why this is even this isn't going to change between the start of E3 and the end of E3, or the weeks before E3 and the week of E3.
E3. Yeah,
This should have been in motion.
Doesn't have anything
before.
to do with E3.
I'm just saying a lot of this is happening. It's not a direct thing of starting a. I'm not expecting them to open a studio in the middle of the conference, but it just
And then announce
doesn't.
it.
Let me sign a
Later.
piece of paper.
Right,
You're just
it's
saying
still
they
there.
should have showed something.
Studio NLG, and see that's how we get our
StingerNLG.
shout out.
And then
Yeah.
just put a logo of a somewhat of a game up, and then everybody can go crazy, and they don't even know what it is. But
Yeah.
yay!
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
And it comes out in
talking
4
about,
years.
But we're talking about E3 show. We're talking about Microsoft's E3 show,
Right.
and the whole, they're lacking in first party. Well, we knew what their studios were doing. They didn't add any studios, so, I mean, why is anybody surprised that this is a thing?
I don't know.
It may not.
Yeah.
People try to
Even-
convince
and even
other
with
people
that-
there was secret studios that people don't know about.
Yeah, I just, and here's the thing too. We know now too that deals have been signed. There's more first party stuff in the works. He hasn't got any detail about it, but they're talking about adding to that. They've acknowledged that's a problem, and I think, and I'll get into it more later, but I think that there's a big thing that they've done to address their whole games problem that nobody is talking about. Nobody's giving any kind of credit for it, and we're already seeing the effects of it. But we'll get to that later when it's more appropriate than what we're talking about this show.
Okay. So now, on the opposite side of that, to be fair, they are doing now what Sony had to do in 2013, and that is lean on other developers. And to that end,
In 2014.
and 2014, but going
2015.
into right, so going into
I
the
figured he was
first
going to say that for
So-
2015.
going into that, they did succeed in that. I mean, let's be honest. They threw 97, 98 minutes of games at you. That is is impressive.
It's a lot of games.
And some of them are for however long they are launch titles for however long they're exclusive titles. If you are an Xbox gamer, there was a lot to be happy for. So while there were 5 games at the Sony conference that I looked at and said, "Man, I gotta play those," there were at least a dozen in the Microsoft conference that I looked at and said, "Yep, I'm down with that." Obviously they started with the X, which I want to save for after we talk about the games. So they started with, of course, Juan's favorite series, Forza Motorsport, so 7, which it's phenomenal looking. And finally getting dynamic weather, which I hope is porting down to the Xbox One non-X class.
I would be shocked if that happens.
Oh, I would too. I'm hoping that the difference is just res.
I don't know. Twitter told me that pretty much the X version of Forza Motorsport 7 is easily obtainable on the original Xbox One.
Yeah, right.
Because Twitter, right?
Right.
It's all the same. You're not getting any different game.
No. And I know guys in the chat room are already talking about the X, and trust me, guys, we're gonna get there because my thoughts on the X are well known by now. However, I do have some caveats that I want to bring up, and some things that I've seen on social media that I think we do have to address. So we'll get there, guys. I promise. So after Forza Motorsport,
hang on, Forza. They introduced the trucks.
Yes, trucks.
That's that's so cool. It's like, dang, nice.
Yes.
Now the only thing that's missing are like motorcycles. DLC.
DLC.
I
Maybe?
would like motorcycles.
Possible.
Yeah.
I like motorcycles too.
Yep. Then they
I don't need motorcycles in my Forza.
Yep.
Leave it.
No
leave it
motorcycles
to
in Forza.
4 wheels.
What about the what do you call it? With the 2 people, with a cart on the side.
Are you talking about the like a sidecar or like a quad?
Yeah, a little sidecar. Yeah.
Nah, I don't need.
Now
I
that
don't
would
need
be kind of
motorcycles.
cool.
sidecar. That'd be awesome.
No, I mean, yeah,
that would be awesome though.
No.
It's not like a regular sidecar,
Or
you
is it
see
about
with
cars?
with a dog in it. No, it's like pretty flat, and it's pretty,
No
By the
bikes
way,
in Forza.
thank you,
Pretty-
Daniel. You guys are awesome. Thank you. We that meant
Sidecar.
and remember, see, we can all disagree
Daniel's a
about
bad judge
stuff
of character.
too.
Put a
and it
clown in
makes
that
us
sidecar.
right. It's great. We can all disagree without being at each other's throats because this isn't Twitter. So
It's just like Twitter.
I haven't blocked
After
everybody.
the show, we
I
go
haven't
on
blocked
Twitter,
everybody on
Social
the podcast
media.
yet.
Social media is the toilet of the internet.
So,
Pretty much.
I mean, Forza's Forza. I mean, that is
Yeah.
the premier racing. I'm sorry, no offense.
I pre-ordered that one.
No offense to
It
Gran
wasn't,
Turismo,
it
and
wasn't-
Gran Turismo will be in my collection as well because it is a great racer.
Yeah,
But
that looks good.
but Forza's the premier racing, the racing series of gaming right now. So then they went to Metro Exodus, which I'm all over. That's
Oh
yeah.
I love Metro.
Metroid.
Yep, I'm up for that.
Yeah, I am. I got to tell you, I played when the 2033 and Last Light bundle came out, the remakes for the Xbox One.
Yeah, the Redux or whatever.
I got the Reduxes, and
yeah,
I'll tell
I
you,
got that too.
Me too.
Thoroughly.
They're still
Good.
wrapped.
Yeah, I thoroughly
Digital
enjoyed
shrink wrap.
every moment of it. And so this looks so cool. This looks so cool. And it everything they were showing was 4K. And so we're gonna get that was a big theme throughout. There was no date on Metro Exodus. We do know it's coming to all consoles, but they said that 4A Games said that it will look and run great on low end graphics cards and the vanilla consoles, but will of course push the bigger ones. So it is a multi-plat. So expect PS4 and Xbox One and PC to get it. And it looks fantastic.
Switch.
right. You're not going to
Switch.
hear "and Nintendo Switch" very often. So.
Yeah. Hey, but what about Play Anywhere? Didn't they highlight it anywhere?
Not
That was last
much.
year. It was like a big thing. It's a Play Anywhere.
Not much out of the first party. So.
It probably is, but we don't. It's. I don't think they tout that as much anymore.
No. So then they went to Assassin's Creed Origins, and they did show off. Showed it off running on the X, and that's coming this year. Then one of the not surprise. I guess it was kind of a surprise. Was PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is coming, and
that's gonna be fun.
They brought PlayerUnknown out to talk about it a little bit. Now, that's a timed exclusive. It will be coming elsewhere. Probably PlayStation, in some fashion, sometime, kind of like Smite, where it was like a year or something like that. But right now,
or
Arc. But right now, it is. It's going to be Xbox exclusive for the time being. And then they showed some. So while they had a little teaser later on of indie games, they really did show off some great. Some great AA games. So,
Maddie got me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, sarcasm doesn't translate in chat.
Yeah. I could see your fingers just getting ready to try to type. So.
His face is getting redder and redder and redder.
To match the hat.
Yeah.
You talk about my Forza.
So then they showed off a game called
You
Deep
shut your
Rock
mouth when you're
Galactic.
talking bad about my Forza.
That's right. And that was a timed exclusive as well. That one looked neat. That was that one that I thought was Overwatch, was an Overwatch clone, but then turned out to be like a 4-player co-op mining game. I kind of like that.
Ashen. People are talking Ashen.
Yeah, Ashen. Did they show? They did show Ashen, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
I think so.
I don't remember how it looked like.
I don't either.
That's
It's been so long.
They didn't show a lot in the little trailer reel deal, but Jez Corden of Windows Central, it just raves over it. Called the game a show.
Yeah, but he did the same thing with what's that one game?
You're thinking of Astroneer.
Astroneer game. So I don't know.
As
I don't
HGK's
believe
game of the year.
Your favorite game.
Yeah, it's the game of the year. Game of the century.
Game of the
millennium.
generation for HDK.
Yeah.
There's no game that's going to be better than that one.
Right.
You can all just give up now on making games. HDK's already picked a winner.
Yeah. So then they went to the Microsoft Zombie game, which State of Decay 2, which actually that looks good too. Now that is a full exclusive. That is
a bit buggy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming that by the time this thing comes out in spring 2018,
zombies running through walls.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be okay.
But it's for just demos, you don't know when they were made.
You don't.
Yeah.
Because at one point you have to pull it, and
Yeah.
Well, you don't know. I mean, it's
E3 builds are probably more than a month old. They used to be a lot older than you thought they were. They've probably gotten better at it, but back in the day, they used to be a couple of months old. So, but State of Decay 2 looked pretty good. It looked like I like the aspect. It was almost a Walking Dead type game, than so. Days Gone is your World War Z kind of zombie horde, all running at you, screaming kind of thing. Whereas State of Decay 2 was more along the lines of a darker, grittier, not at all funny Dead Rising kind of game.
Right.
with permadeath, right? Do I get that right? It's permadeath.
Yeah.
Yep.
The first one is definitely permadeath because I lost a couple good characters and I was pissed.
Yeah, that's when I stopped playing. It's like, I should have started over because.
Yeah, even when you hit start and then you quit the game type deal, you come back, your character's still dead. It's like, damn it saved it. No.
Yeah. Oh.
I shouldn't have done that.
So,
but the second one with co-op and stuff, and you can.
That zombie ripped my dude in half, and that just.
Yeah.
So then they
you can
showed
play it by yourself, and you're in trouble, and you can call and help, and then a good Samaritan co-op player might jump into your game and help you out.
Help you die.
You hope.
Help you down.
Yeah. Thank
Steal
you.
Steal your stuff.
Steal your stuff.
So then they got.
I remember doing that in the Division a few times in the survival mode. They're down. I'm gonna go steal their stuff.
True.
I'm not gonna kill them.
Darwin Project. I would have been more interested in the Darwin Project if Jethro Tull didn't come out screaming.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that just ruined it for me. And that's one of those games that apparently is also getting very heavy integration into Mixer. So they showed a little bit of Mixer and what they wanted to do with that and some of the integration. So that's coming out. We don't know because there was no release date for Darwin Project, but it's a arena fight game. Then they showed the new Minecraft stuff, which I guess
Minecraft in 4K,
the super duper graphics pack.
I laughed. I chuckled at Minecraft in 4K, like whoopity doo or whatever, right? I saw. I think it might have been ours or Engadget. I can't remember who had it. It had a comparison slider, with this way, that way, with the GIF, and it looks great in 4K with the super duper graphics pack, which is brilliantly named. It looks actually really awesome. They add lights and shadows and these things that flesh out the Minecraft world. I'm telling you, it's pretty sweet in my opinion.
Well, and Phil said in an interview later on, because they keep saying, why do you keep showing Minecraft? He says, you don't understand how big Minecraft really is. When you get beyond the hardcore audience, Minecraft is still a giant monopoly of kids' time. My son's kind of going back and forth between that and Roblox, but Minecraft is still king of the land. And so
my kids are still heavy into it.
Yeah, and so all these things work. And now that's the other cross-platform game where they want to and they showed it. I was actually surprised that they showed a Nintendo Switch in Minecraft world during the Xbox conference. That was kind of I give them credit for that one.
Paid ad placement right there.
Right.
Fake Kaz made a good one out of that one.
Yeah. So
I give you $10 to put a Switch in one of your little spots on your show. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
$10
So
in my
Microsoft.
pocket.
So Microsoft has gotten Nintendo, the PC version, and the Xbox version are all going to be able to mesh together.
That's pretty cool.
So on the Nintendo one, you have the Mario skins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't have those on the Xbox and PC side, do you?
No, I'm sure you. Yeah.
But you'll be able to see him walking around then.
Nintendo's got to have an exclusive something or other.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's
right.
what
in trade off for you signing into Xbox Live on a Switch.
Yeah.
What was the? I saw somebody joke earlier this week. Microsoft's online service is up and running before Nintendo's on its own console. So
I mean, who says they're not piggybacking some of relying on Xbox Live for their stuff?
Don't you think
that would be an interesting rumor?
Yeah.
To start.
It's kind of crazy though. Xbox Live is on the Nintendo Switch, the Xbox, and the PC. It's kind of getting everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, and also on iOS and Android, if it's some games.
Yeah.
Let's just address this now, since we're on Minecraft.
It's a game in 4K with the super duper pack.
Jim Ryan, who works for Sony, somebody should probably after the show, after they're all packed up. So they're all packed up. They're back in wherever they are. Somebody should come take him into their office for a meeting and say, Jim, we're never going to let you talk to the press again. Ever. And play him tapes of Don Matrick and say,
They're just going to take his tongue away.
This was
you. Can't have this no more.
This
you don't
was
need
you
it.
during E3, Jim. Because if you want to say, from a business standpoint, we don't feel crossplay is the right thing for us, I could buy that. I could get that.
Yeah.
That's their call. Microsoft made that call a long time ago. They're getting into it now. Sony can make that call if they want. They want to make a business decision that they don't want you to they don't want to share with other consoles. That's fine. I'm okay.
And also
with that.
at this time, so at least
Right.
the door open.
Right.
See.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But the reason that they gave, we want to protect our kids from
Those Nintendo Switch kids. Damn them.
Damn them.
Yeah.
Those are evil, evil kids.
And then I watched, who was Phil interviewing with when they brought that up? It wasn't
Giant Bomb.
Was it Giant Bomb?
Giant Bomb, yeah.
And you could tell that Phil was trying very hard not to say what he wanted to say.
Yeah.
Yep.
That he chose his words extremely carefully. And when they brought it up, you could see the tenor of his face change, and you knew he was angry. Not because they're not going to share with him, but to make it sound like they had to protect PlayStation gamers from those evil Xbox and Switch players. You could just tell, of course, Nintendo's not going to say anything. They don't, Reggie Fils-Aimé doesn't even have a Twitter account. He's got a parody account. None of those guys have Twitter accounts. But you could tell that it wasn't just that Phil was upset or that he was upset that they didn't want to work with them on crossplay. You could tell he was legitimately angry that that's the reason that they used. And I would have been too. I was really, like I said, you could tell Phil was choosing his words awfully careful because that's not what he wanted to say. So, from a standpoint of, and that was, of course, after Jim got himself into hot water over backward compatibility, and that nonsense about why Sony doesn't do backward compatibility and nobody plays it, nobody's interested in
does.
it, and you're going, that Black Ops 2 was on the NPD charts for this particular month. You might want to rethink what you're saying.
If you don't like playing these old games, why are you doing a remaster of other games or a remake of games?
Right. Yeah,
because these people don't want to play these games apparently.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, Sean should have a conversation with Jim, and whoever sent Jim out there to make those comments, right, should also be fired, because that did not help them at all.
No, I don't think they helped him at all.
And I don't think that mentions the whole lowest common denominator when referring to his own product thing.
Right. Well, that was the third. Right. Then there was the lowest common denominator. That, and I'll tell you what, after the last 4 years, that is not something you want to bring up at all. All.
The guy was came off almost, but not quite as tone deaf as Matrick. It was bad week for him.
Yeah, it was a bad week. It was not.
He should have stayed in bed.
Yeah. The last thing you want to do.
I'm staying right here in bed. I'm not getting up. I'm not saying anything to anybody.
After 1080p and 900p and 900p and 720p is to say, well, the Xbox One X is going to get held back because. Now we're going to get to that though, because I've got thoughts on that as well. So continuing to go down the game side, Dragon Ball Z Fighter or Dragon Ball Fighters Z is coming.
Nobody saw that coming.
Nobody. And there's been Dragon Ball Z games on Xbox before, but this is and it looks phenomenal.
Looks
Man, it
really
looks
good. I follow a fair amount of the Fight Club or Fight Game community on my Twitter. People who played Street Fighter and Smash and KI, of course, on the Fight Club. For all those tournaments you see and the esports aspect of it, and there's a lot of excitement for that game in the Fight Club fighting game community.
It looks neat. It looks very neat.
Not for me.
Yeah.
I was never into Dragon Ball a lot, but it's very impressive looking. And I was reading an interview with the developer, and her commitment to making a good mechanically good fighting game over style is something that I like. So I may give it a day.
The style is incredible too. It looks like a cartoon.
Yeah, it really does, and all the effects and everything. It moves really well. It looks pretty good to me. I don't know if it's like I said, I'm not big into Dragon Ball, but I like fighting games, so it's a maybe.
All right, fair. See you, Annihilator. I know it's late over there.
Yep. Thanks for coming by, Annihilator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
I love the fact that we have an international audience. It means it just means so much. It really does. It just means so much. Okay. So then Black Desert, new MMO, I guess, or multi-online fantasy game.
Yeah, that didn't seem to get a lot of buzz on Twitter, but that's a huge game on Steam, as I understand it. It's and I think it looked pretty from what I saw. It looked pretty decent.
Well, and it's different. It's something different.
Mm-hmm.
This is what people are asking for. Are things
I don't
that are
remember what.
things that are different.
Well, I remember during the stream, I thought that the gameplay had almost an Eastern type flavor to it.
Yeah, because if you look at the character models and that kind of thing, yeah, it kind of does. Now it launched last month on the 24th of May. It launched on Steam, so it's been out not quite a month yet. But and of course it's the X version is enhanced from the PC version, at least from its current build.
Right.
So, and the company is 2P. I don't know much about them.
2P or not 2P? That is the question.
Yeah.
They have
SP3.
Yeah, they did like Deus Ex Go, Tap Hero. Did they do Hearthstone?
Not familiar. I mean, I know the game. I don't know who did it though.
No, because that was Namco. All right, 2P. Oh, never mind. It's not 2P. It's 2P is a site. Let me see if I can pull it up. 2P is not the developer. That is hold on. I will tell you in just a second. Pearl Abyss.
Yep.
It's Black Desert Online is the website. I'm assuming this is the same game. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely...
I read that its single player aspect is really solid too, which is good news for me.
Yeah, I'd be down for single. So, all right, so keeping going. The Last Night, a 2D platformer, which looked really cool. Had a lot of neon look to it. The Artful Escape.
The last night. I heard that in my head as a K, like the last night, the last Connecticut. But
Oh, you're thinking of the Transformers movie coming out next week,
right? Those god awful abomination Transformers. Yes. Anyway,
thanks, Michael Bay.
The Last Night, though, there's been some controversy about that. I don't even really want to get into, but it looks great. It makes me think of Flashback, which is a game I loved from back in the day. I love the style. I think that could be quite interesting.
And then the Artful Escape, which is another one that looks kind of like psychedelic.
Whimsical.
Yes. I like this. So this is funny. We talk about games that we don't know any release dates are. That one, I wrote down a note on this. it reminded me of id Software. It'll be released when it's damn ready.
Right.
Yeah.
So I like that. So then they showed Sea of Thieves, and they showed a little more of the exploration. And they've, of course, told us what we already, worst kept secret. It's coming in 2018. It's not.
Good.
It's just not ready. And that's
Good.
fine. So
It's a good thing.
yeah. Tacoma made another appearance. They showed Tacoma last year, and they re-showed Tacoma this year, and it's actually coming out, I think, in August.
Nice. Talking about a lot of games I don't even remember seeing them.
Yep. Now, so here was a surprise game for a lot of people, and a very nice surprise for a lot of people. Super Lucky's Tale. So there was a game by a company called Playful called Lucky's Tale that was a VR game. It's coming
For the Oculus, right?
Huh?
For the Oculus Rift, right?
I think so. Now, this is a non-VR version of it, of course, but Super Lucky's Tale is coming in November for the Xbox, and it looked awesome.
Yeah, that
looked
game looked
cute,
pretty
so.
interesting.
Yeah.
And then they showed Cuphead again.
Yay.
Yay. And they showed a little tiny bit of the platforming that they've added to the game, and it's coming out in September.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So
Sold.
Nice.
then they gave us a very small look at Crackdown 3, which has Terry Crews in it now.
That's so happy to me. I love Terry Crews.
I love Terry Crews too. He's one of the reasons I watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Now, I understand some of the concern, though, that I've heard throughout the week on this game. We haven't seen enough of it yet, and it's coming out in November. Now, they did say that some of that multiplayer destruction that they've talked about, things like that, they're going to show later. So they might be holding some out for Gamescom. But we didn't get a big look at it like we should for a game that's coming in November. I'm going on blind trust because
Well, the thing is, they wanted to show the single player, right?
yeah, but
They haven't
didn't
shown
even
any
show a lot
single
of that.
player, so they showed it this time.
Yeah, but they didn't even show a lot of that. I mean, they just kind of they spent like 2 minutes on it.
Yeah, you figure at least get 5 good minutes of it,
Yeah.
But I guess, like they said, they wanted to squeeze a lot of games into the 90 minutes or
Right.
whatever.
Well,
so
and
they
again,
probably did cut out some of it.
well, and again, I because of who is developing it, because it is, I always want to say David Perry, and that's only because I'm old. What is his name from Real Time Worlds? David. Help me out. Help me.
No help for you.
No help for me. Hold on.
No, somebody might know a good psychiatrist though.
No, I can't. I don't know why I can never. For whatever reason, I always, the company was originally Real Time Worlds, and the reason that Crackdown 2 was so horrible was because they switched developers altogether. Real Time Worlds disbanded, and Ruffian Games came out to make the second one, and it was horrible. David Jones, there it is. I never want to say that because I never want to confuse him with Davy Jones from the Monkees. But David Jones, because he is developing this game, and because the pedigree of the original Crackdown, I'm going off of blind faith that this game is going to be great. That it's going to be, if it can just touch what the original Crackdown did.
Didn't they say that's what they were aiming for? Going back
yeah.
to the original, the feel and the look and all that stuff, the mechanics.
When you hear people who played it on the floor, they said it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, if they can do that, then I'm fine. That's all I want. I want the original I want the feel of the original. That's
With
what I
Terry
want.
Crews yelling at you.
Huh?
Yeah.
The feel of the original plus Terry Crews. Sold.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want him.
For
I want
me,
to figure out. I want him to figure out
watch a
how
few-
he can move his pecs from within that suit.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'd rather see some
Special
like
button press.
Yes.
some Twitch play or YouTube or whatever. Just watch some gameplay of somebody playing it live, so that way you can ask questions before you go out and buy it.
Well, that'll be me because I'm buying it. That's a day one. I mean, I just
Everybody ask your questions like to this man here, Mike Mullis.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Crackdown one fanboy.
That's a day
Mhm.
one. If they
same
can
here.
make it, look like, and
You can
plus,
play-
don't
you can
forget,
play
it's
as
not
duck.
just David Jones. Yeah, it's Sumo. Sumo's got a hand in this too, and Sumo doesn't do bad games.
Yep.
Their stuff is rock solid. So
Yep.
I there's
I know,
enough.
I've seen people trying to say the game's only 3 hours long.
Well,
No. It's
it's
not
kinda like
going to be
Zelda.
50% off a week after release, Super Cooper.
no, it's not.
No.
I hate to
It's
disagree,
like
yeah.
Zelda. You could be not the Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild in minutes. You can literally walk right to the boss, and if you're skilled at the game, you can beat the boss in a couple minutes. That does not mean the game is minutes long. This is the same crap they did with Quantum Break when everyone tried to say that was a 4-hour game. It was not a 4-hour game. It's just some people just have to hate on everything Xbox, and you just can't give it any credence.
People can't just like games.
Crackdown
Yeah.
3 will not be a 3-hour game for me. It's just
I like going around and like if there's a bunch of bosses, go kill all the bosses. Or just do little things. It's fun collecting the orbs.
Yep.
And doing the little, I guess, speed runs or whatever they were called. Or
And play as Doc Cupcake.
That's right.
I'll pass on that myself, but
Hmm.
no need for that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game in a big way.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun.
All right.
yeah, not a day one for me though. I'm gonna watch other people play it first.
So they did show some Ashen. Still doesn't have a release date.
Right?
I
Um,
shouldn't.
they did show the sequel to Life is Strange.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Already pre-ordered.
Then we got
Did you
some
pre-order
Middle-earth
one for
Shadow
me?
of War, and that looked really cool. I like the comedy in there.
Everybody
Yeah.
loves Bruce the Chopper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big Lou Ravens likes my Vice City shirt. My Vice City Stories T-shirt. It still fits.
that's amazing, isn't it?
Yep.
How long have you had that one?
Like
it's been,
15 years.
I say if you can have a shirt more than like 5 years and it still fits, that's a good sign.
Still fits and it's not ripped up. So then we got Ori, Will of the Wisps.
Oh, yeah.
So, that looks beautiful. So beautiful.
Yep, I'm day one on that for sure.
Oh yeah, I held off on buying the first Ori, and once I played through it, it's like I wish I had it day one, because I had that much enjoyment playing the game. So
Yeah, it's
this one's going to be a day one.
it's really well made.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's like colorful. The music is awesome. It's got a even though it doesn't really talk or whatever, you can tell you get the feel for the story. What you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish.
Right.
You don't always need words in game.
No, you don't. And I think I think there are games that have proven that in spades.
Doom, the original Doom, just running around kill crap.
Doom definitely is one of
That's a
those.
new one, too.
Yeah.
Well, although there were words in the remake, but no, I'm talking about games like Limbo and those kind
Inside.
of games. And Inside, you don't need to say a word. So, all right. So then they ended. Interestingly enough, oddly enough, with a third-party game, Anthem, the new game from BioWare.
Did we mention Unknown Playground Battlegrounds?
We did.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
I already said hyped.
Yep.
Yep.
So-
I mean, I
not for
want it on
me.
PC, but my PC probably not good enough to run it So it's just better just to get it on console because then
It's
I
not
know
for me.
everybody else has the same look as me. So,
Right. It's not for me, but it's a good get for the system.
something that's fun to stream. Very popular streaming too.
Yep.
So, so Anthem.
Oh yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. So
Back to Battlegrounds.
I remember when everybody went gasp because BioWare was kind of putting Mass Effect on the back burner.
Yeah.
Well, now we know why. Because
But I thought Mass Effect would sell, on its own based on name.
right. Well, I think because they were dealing in Anthem now.
Yeah.
So, Anthem looks really cool. It's got elements of co-op. It's got some crackerjack gameplay, and there is single player. There will be single player for this game, and EA is kind of marketing this as their Destiny game. They do have the writer from Knights of the Old Republic and Mass Effect 1 and 2 is writing the story.
And it's got jetpacks.
It has jetpacks, but it has jetpacks. It has jetpacks for actual Iron Man style flying around. So,
And you can fly underwater too, which is
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, that jetpack's versatile. It does many things. It's your boat. It's
Does it ever run out of fuel? Now that's the question.
that's a good question.
Don't know. So, but it was beautiful looking, and
It could be the real deal.
yeah, Patrick Soderlund, who's EA's executive VP, kind of likened it to their version of Destiny, where this is going to be a big, big running game for them.
I wonder if it's going to have like a huge multiplayer aspect, or it's going to be like a co-op story where you can just invite people into your game and do some missions. Who knows? You don't. Or you get that PvP, kill each other type.
Well, okay, so during one of the
just a
EA,
balloon fight.
Patrick was on one of the EA dailies, and he said that what they want to make Anthem is a social game. Again, this is games as a service or games as a social multiplayer kind of thing. You go on quests and journeys. Now, I don't know if there's going to be flat out multiplayer or not. I would assume probably, but I'll take PvE stuff. I'll take co-op campaign any day of the week. That's what if I'm going to do that, if I'm going to do multiplayer, I'd rather do co-op multiplayer.
I get some PvP in there too, just like balloon fight. You just got to land on the guy's head, pop a balloon, and he's got to couple them. And then once you pop both balloons, he's down. There you go.
You just described an Atari 2600 game from the 1980s called Carnival.
Yeah. Well, that's balloon fight on the NES too.
There's that.
Joust.
So.
I was playing that.
You're talking about Atari.
Yeah. Oh
They're
my gosh.
making
They're making a
Some kind
console.
of
Does anyone know anything about it yet?
It's just
It's
no.
a thing.
It's a thing, and the CEO of Atari confirmed it and said it's going to be made of PC hardware.
Mm.
So that's
That
all we
doesn't-
know. I have
It
signed up.
doesn't need that to be a mini Atari box, so.
I have signed up for information, so I'm hoping to get some soon.
None for you. It's going to be released
No.
before you get any information.
Yeah. So
What the hell? I've been waiting for the information. Is it in the fucking store? What?
Yeah.
all right. So now let's get to
And convince your wife to giving you money to buy that.
yeah. Let's get to the meat. So we got through all the games. Now let's talk about what Microsoft has been wanting to work on for the better part of since Phil took over. As Phil has said it himself, the hardware. So, hold on, because I actually have a picture.
Oh, you got a
We've been
picture.
looking at the same. We've been looking at the same image for.
Drum roll.
Yeah. Well, it's been a little harder this time around. because I just didn't want to show every trailer we know. So here it is. It's the Xbox One X, and for comparison purposes to when they revealed it, it's actually smaller than the Xbox One S, which is kind of a feat.
Yeah,
It's
it's
impressive,
amazing.
actually.
Yes. Super small.
I don't know. I like some of the things before it was even revealed. Like everyone said, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be like twice the size. It's gonna have a huge fan in it. It's gonna sound like an air conditioner going.
Yeah.
Lots of noise." And then here we go. It's like smaller than the S, and then
Yeah.
Well,
Kinda
they got the
crazy.
right guy in charge of it. They put the hardware crew from the Surface on it, and the build quality in this thing is just disgusting. So for 500, I am on board.
Well, I know that you and Peter are on board for day one.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan, what about you?
I'm day one.
So that's 3 of you. Jason?
I'm on board, but I have to also convince my wife, and she thinks it's just, oh, what's the difference between the one you got and that one? Besides the USB is on the one side now, and there's no fan on the top. What's the difference? I'm like, there's more than just that.
Besides color.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, she just thinks it's a couple of just physical, like on the outside looks.
I'll
We're
talk with
still
her.
waiting to
Just
hear
have-
about
just
the
have her talk.
trade-in program. So
I tried telling her it's more powerful, games look better, and she goes, why even want that? It's like, just because I just want it.
People are trying to help me. I got a for Father's Day, I got a $50.
You weren't helping me. You
50
weren't helping me with you when you said you're not interested in
I'm-
day one.
I'm
And my wife looks at me, well, you don't need a day one.
look,
So
as it stands.
You weren't helping my argument.
Sorry, as it stands, without
So send that $50
without
gift card
outside
my
without
way.
outside help, I'm not. Which should, again, it should concern Microsoft that they don't know who they're selling this to.
They know who they're selling it to.
Yeah. To the
They know,
guys.
they know exactly who they're
not-
selling it to.
not- to the old
1,000
people.
people who are going to run out and grab it, and then everybody else they think is going to go out and buy an S. But I'm maintaining my stance on this. I think they
remember
I think
the casual
they
gamer, the one that just wants to pick up something quick, cheap to play with. They're
is
going to
gonna
have
pick up
the
a
S.
PS4.
They got the S.
That's going to pick up a PS4. That's my problem. That has been my problem, and it is crazy to me in my mind that I can't get other people. Well, I can't. Some people there's a section of people that agree with me and a section of people that don't. Which is fine. It's great.
No, you got to hate the people that don't agree with you. That's the way it works.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna
Twitter rant.
blocking them all. But here's
Block them.
And then about 50 YouTube videos about complaining about those people.
Yes, right. Yeah, right. That's going to be
Thumbs
our
up,
new
thumbs
thing
up.
on NLG is videos. about other people.
Photoshop. I heard you have Photoshop skills. I'm scared.
That's right.
People said-
you might have your head on. No.
Yeah.
People asked who was going to buy the Elite controller, and then they couldn't make enough of them because people want a premium product.
Yeah.
But those people already own a console to buy that premium product on.
Doesn't matter.
It
People
does.
who want the premium product, they will get the new premium product.
I
There
would
is a
love to
market
have
for
the
this.
premium product. I'm not spending the money on it.
Okay.
Nobody said you had
No one
to.
says you
But
have
here's
to,
the
but
thing.
there are people
Here's
who
the
don't
difference.
care about that, and they're going to, Mike.
But the
They're going to
difference
spend
is-
money on it.
But the difference is that the Elite controller is built for one console and one console only, the Xbox. There is no
Well,
Elite
you can use it
controller.
on PC as well.
There's no controller. I don't consider the PC competition to the Xbox. I never have. That's the whole Play Anywhere nonsense that I hear on Twitter.
But PC guys are saying that is competition.
But that's PC guys. PC guys say that because they're on that side of the fence. There's no comparable PS4 Elite controller to show which sells more. And I don't consider Scuff because Scuff people like the
It
only
doesn't
people that
matter.
buy like
It doesn't matter, Mike, if there isn't one. The point is they put out a premium product at a premium price, and everyone said, "Who's going to buy that?" And it sold. It doesn't matter if PlayStation would have sold more based on the fact that there are more PlayStations out there in the world.
so
It's
Okay.
about a premium product at
Underst-
a reasonable
People
price
like
for what you're
quality.
getting. Quality sells. This is why the luxury brand Apple is, that's why when you look
Okay,
at heat
but
maps,
Apple,
Apple is where the money is, and
But-
everyone else has Android.
but Apple has a equal, if not better, share of the mobile market than Samsung and those. Like they battle back and forth for market share.
You can tell my wife that all day. She hates her iPhone.
Oh,
Hates it.
I don't like iPhone. I don't like Apple products myself. I'm an Android person, but I know
I hate
I'm not-
Android.
But
I
I'm
got
not
Android. My
stupid
wife
enough to
rather have
know-
my phone.
to understand
I think-
that Apple is gigantic in the world. It's it. If the X, see, I still believe that they thought when they announced this last year that when they announced the Xbox One S and priced it the way they did, that it was going to re-enter Microsoft into this battle with Sony. We're a year later, and my issue is that yeah, they want to rest on Xbox One S sales for everybody else. The problem is the Xbox One S still can't hit what the PlayStation is doing.
It doesn't have to.
Well, yeah.
It doesn't have to. And the Scorpio X is not meant to address that gap. It has nothing to do with that.
But
I don't even think the X is for us. The X is, I mean, it's going to be nice for me. It's going to improve my living room experience tenfold, right? But it's not even really for us. It's for the developers. This is why the thing exists, so that they can reach out to developers and say, here is the best machine for you to build for people who just want to buy a box to put in their house that's not a PC. And already I'm hearing all kinds of reports from developers that it's great to build on. Games are made fast. They're shocked at how well how quickly they're getting things done. It's great to use.
It's like the developer box.
That's what I'm saying. And
Like-
this is where the games come. Once we have developers back on the team, because the Xbox One lost developers, they lost a number of developers because of that console. This is, you were right, it's an apology console, but not to us. It's to the devs. And then the devs make games, and then the people buy games, and everybody's happy.
But those devs are going to make games for the Xbox One S and the Xbox One. So again, see,
We're still seeing more enhanced games announced for the X at a clip that you never saw with the Pro. The Pro, it's still a question mark every time a game comes out if it's going to have a...
I don't own a Pro either. I don't know. I mean, I have less. I don't have a 4K TV, so I have less incentive to own a Pro than I would an X. I mean, at least the X enhances games I already own. I understand all that.
And super samples at system level.
Right, at the system level. I get all that.
And has a Blu-ray player.
But when you are sitting at where they are and they're not able to compete, you would think that they would want to figure out how to compete. That's where I, look, they're not making any money on the console, so they say. So from a standpoint of, it's just, it's one of those other things that makes me feel like, does Microsoft give a rat's ass about those of us who spent $500 4 years ago anymore? If the next console that they want you to buy and want you to upgrade to is another $500 in the span of what would normally be a console generation, they're asking people to spend either $500 or $1,000 on their hardware. That's a hard sell for a lot of people, and that's where I really wish that they had buckled down and said, look, we're gonna have to loss leader this thing, and
we're gonna lose $100 million on this.
Right.
For what?
To bring more people into Xbox Live and sell their first party games. That's where their revenue is. Their revenue isn't in hardware. Their revenue is in services. That's what Microsoft is.
I know they're not making money in the consoles, but you can't throw money away to the tune of every million consoles sold is 100 million lost.
Depends on what they're losing. We don't know what they're losing per console, but I can tell you that to make that up in $60 a year perpetual It's why they sell Office 365 and why they give away $220 copies of Office every time they upgrade. They don't care if they give away their software as long as you're subscribed to their service and paying them $5 a mailbox a month. I mean, that's where their money comes back, no matter how much they put into the hardware. I mean, it tells me that I'm not their customer anymore. That's what bothers me. I'm not their customer anymore.
No, you're not their customer that's buying their premium product anymore. And that's you. That's not them doing that. That's you doing that.
No, that's them doing that.
They
That's
just
want to sell
pulling
you
it
some
out of
games.
my
It's
market.
$100 more. If you wanted it bad enough, you could make it happen.
You don't
It's
have
$100.
you don't have 3 kids.
That's true.
You don't
But
have
if you wanted it bad enough, you could make it happen.
you don't
You've
Yeah,
always said,
yeah,
always
it doesn't
said,
work that way in
you've
my
always
life.
said if you wanted a game, you would buy a console for it. Right? I want this game. I'm not gonna moan for a port or anything like that. I'm gonna buy the console. If
Right.
you can do that for a game,
Look how long it took me. Look how long
You know?
it took me to get my PS4.
hey, I'm just saying, it's not that you're not their customer anymore because of something they did. It's a product they're selling, and it's not for you. But it's not that they're abandoning you. They're offering something for people who aren't you, and that's okay.
No, but then
No.
that I
They
mean,
don't
that's
have
the
to.
point.
They don't
it's
have to
telling
cater
me
around. You.
it's telling me I'm not their customer anymore.
No, it's not. It's
Yes.
telling you that they're offering something that you don't want, and you're taking that as, well, I don't want it, so
You're
they
not
must
their
care
premium
about
customer.
Is
Right,
Microsoft
I'm
still
their-
I'm their steerage. I'm the guy that sinks. I'm the
Yeah,
guy
but
that
you're
dies
still
when the
their bread
Titanic
and butter.
sinks.
You're
Right.
still
But
their
the
bread
thing
and butter
is that
customer.
it's like it's right. So I'm not their premium
How,
customer now.
how about this,
So
Mike? How about this, Mike? Do they have games coming out that you want to buy?
They have games, yes, games I
Well,
can
then
play on my
you're
current
then
system.
you're their customer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, but they don't. Okay, so
still
they've
want
got
you.
a couple, but most of the games that they've got are games that I can get on either console too. Let's call this as it is.
Right,
I mean,
but that's something that they're working on, and this is not the kind of thing that's going to turn around overnight when it comes to the the first party situation, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, I can see them wanting to get all the devs to fall in love with developing for Xbox, get the better quality versions on Xbox, and
Yep.
Well,
they'll
now
get
we
you.
have a-
They'll
so
sell
now
you
we
the
have
games.
another
They
issue.
don't care if you have an
Okay.
X or not.
So now we have another issue, and that is, and I've got kind of two. I've got a real talk on this as well. So you say that, which is fine, except once we started to get through some of these third-party games, we come to find out they're not making any real enhancements over the PS Pro. Assassin's Creed, checkerboard. Anthem, checkerboard. Which, of course, if you are a console warrior and a list war person, this is a big deal to you. I think it's just a reality of game development. No third-party developer is really going to modify their engines right now to.
Yeah, and it takes a while
Wrong.
for them to.
Yeah.
Arc is.
yep.
Yeah, but Arc's only
Elite-
Arc.
Elite
Arc
Dangerous
is just
is.
doing. Arc is just. It's not. It's frame rate. Arc
Well,
locked down
it's
the
a
frame
res
rate.
it's a res upgrade as well, because on the One S you can't hit 1080 on Arc. Not even close.
Right. So they did that in they're doing the frame rate. So, and that's a lot to do. Frame rate's is mostly CPU binding anyway.
The CPU frame rate is a design decision.
No.
You set your frame rate, what you want the game to be, and you tool around that. Now, some devs won't because they suck, but you look at someone like the Wizards over at Turn 10, they hit 60 no matter what. So it can be done. It's just a matter of whether or not the devs are going to, look at Shadow of War, right? Shadow of War is coming out. It's going to be native. It's going to be true 4K. It's going to be 30 frames per second because the devs made the decision that they value the visuals over anything. And looking at the video game market, I mean,
Well, that's what that. Yeah,
that's what sells.
that's what sells is visuals. I agree with you on that.
So I mean, that's going to happen. But this talk about parity, I am so done with the word parity because we don't even know what the parity is right now. There's parity and then there's parity, right? Because parity, being all things being the same, we don't know that. We have no idea what these games are going to look like next to what they look like on a PS Pro right now.
The one could have a bigger draw distance, or the textures could be a little crisper or something.
If we've gone through 3 years of resolution gate and grass gate, and
the extra blades of grass,
right? Yeah, the Xbox One version at 900 is blurry compared to whatever. Those differences are still going to exist, just the other way around now. Right.
Well,
there's a lot more that goes into parity than just resolution or frame rate.
But here's another thing. How do you see those differences? Two images still images side by side. Who's gonna do that? Let's play a game. Oh, pause.
No. Look, I'm the last.
So, I mean,
person,
it's like
I'm the last person that cares about resolution. What I'm saying is that third-party companies are not. So the question is, why is Assassin's Creed the same rendering on both? Why is Anthem the same rendering on both?
It's
Why?
really early though.
Yeah, I mean, and you gotta, if that game's coming out now, that means it's been in production probably longer than the Scorpio has been a thing. Particularly since we know that it was pushed back to be improved. Like it was supposed to be last year at one point,
right?
But they pushed that back. So
and the X APIs are not 100% complete.
Yeah,
right.
They said I think it's 65.
No, I thought it was more. I thought it was like.
Oh, I would hope it's. I
thought it was like 80 or something.
Okay, yeah, it's going to take a little bit to get.
But still, it's like it's not.
Yeah, and it'll take a little bit for these companies to get their engines around with the new improved power and stuff like that.
No, I mean,
and who says there won't be a patch after release? Same thing as with the Pro happened,
to completely turn. Well, but see, keep in mind too, checkerboard rendering is a Ubisoft thing. That's how they see. So that's
maybe
the other
engine,
side of
maybe
it.
the engine that they're using,
That's the other side of it. That's why everybody
it's a crap engine.
Well,
it's a crap engine.
It's a crap engine. The game looked fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, no, that game looked.
So that's one of the points that I wanted to make because the there's a difference between. And here's where I'm going to go on the other side and understand, Juan, what you're saying about the build of the console. I don't doubt the build of the console at all. There's a vast difference between what the console is capable of and what the developer is going to do with it. And for, where I've seen this now. Oh, even the Xbox One X isn't powerful enough because it's doing checkerboard. That's not why. It's not the machine. It's the developer's choice to do it. Ubisoft's engine is built around checkerboarding. Could they use that to put stuff in other areas? Yes.
Checkers.
Now, what that's going to do is that's going to put the two versions fairly on par, which is where this is different than Resolution Gate, where one's 1080p and one's 900p. They're both essentially going to be 2160p using the same rendering engine. That doesn't necessarily mean that the Xbox One X can't do it in native 4K if it wanted to. It just means that's what that developer is doing with it.
Right.
And even if it is
but
the
then
same
once
that way,
once
that
you have
doesn't
more
equal parity. If you even if it is the same rendering, you're not going to have parity. You're going to have faster loads on the Xbox X. You're going to have those other effects, most likely.
Nice jaggies or something.
No, I mean, not even be the same. That's going to be the same.
But we're talking about draw distance. We're talking about texture filtering. I mean,
the
improved texture filtering is system level on the box, so it can't be the same.
Texture filtering, no, super sampling down to 1080p and anthroscopic filtering. Those are system level things. Draw distance and stuff like that's a rendering engine.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Those draw distance is something that is going to be easy for them to make a difference in if you're not using the horsepower of the X to have a flat 4K. I'm just
steadier
saying all
frame
this
rates.
is about parity
course.
is
Yeah, frame rate.
ridiculous.
Destiny's already proving that frame rates are going to be the same. You're not going to
Well,
see.
yeah, but I mean consistent frame rate, no dips or whatever.
Well, that
Less
could
dips.
be part of the rendering engine. But that's again, we and of course, Shadow of War is not out yet, so we don't know how much. What are you doing, Nathan?
That's what I was just trying to figure out.
Thinking in my head.
No, and actually, Macafall is saying it at the exact same time I am. We haven't seen a game out yet, so we don't have anybody telling us whether or not Shadow of War dips or not versus Assassin's Creed. We don't know I'll tell you what, man. These games had better not dip frame rate. That's all I can say.
I
That's
can't
true.
even
Yeah.
begin
Games
to
start
imagine.
dipping frame rate,
Yeah.
and you are going to have an angry mob with pitchforks and torches in front of Microsoft headquarters.
Yeah.
Especially
It'll
if
be
you
the
are
movie
asking them.
300, and we get pushed into that pit.
Even if you are asking,
Yeah.
especially if you are asking people to spend $500 on it. So now, if I get more gift cards and Microsoft somehow comes up with a dandy trade-in program, that's a different story. It's all about affordability.
No
I'm
trade
out-
for me.
I'm out on affordability unless somehow, like like I say, I started off Father's Day with a $50 gift card to GameStop. So
All
that
right.
I have to weigh $50
You can mail
towards
that to me.
$449 to go.
but that's also almost a game. Because remember, that's $500 worth of games that I could be buying. If I buy that console for $500,
But add up the games that you're getting this year. That should be your first step.
that's going to be well more than what I'm going to spend on that console. At least, I mean, I'd have to put off a bunch of games. That's another piece
Yeah,
of
we
it.
all have to make sacrifices.
Yep. I mean, it's like I said. If you want it bad enough, you'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Hey, but you
I think
need a
it was Big
console
Lou.
for that new TV, though.
I think it was
Yeah.
Well,
Big
but
Lou
that's
who
the
said
difference. So that's the difference between the Pro and the X, though, is that the
What?
Pro really needs a 4K TV, whereas the X
No. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
whereas the X has some benefits for 1080p folks. I know that. I'm aware of that. So
You know
if
what you need? You need Microsoft to do like the Sally Struthers. It's just $3.25 a day, and you could bring a lonely Xbox One X to your home.
Day one.
We'll send you. Seriously, they should do this.
We'll
ad
send you
campaign.
pictures
We'll
of
send
your
you
console.
pictures in the
Right,
mail.
exactly.
With the
Every
handwritten-
3
it's
days,
built.
you bring a brown bag.
He's already
Here's
got
the
50
chip.
bucks.
Yeah, with the handwritten letter from Phil.
Right.
Right. Thank you, sir, for buying this Xbox One S. We appreciate your money.
Yeah. You get weekly photos of your Xbox One X as it goes through production.
Yeah. There you go.
And
Hey, maybe it's like the Corvette. You can build your own.
for just the price of a Happy Meal, you could make a lonely Xbox One X so happy.
Your kids
Yeah.
won't eat, but you
Yep.
could have an Xbox One X.
Yep.
You don't need that.
Oh, gosh.
You don't need that coffee a day anyway. Go get that Xbox.
Yeah.
True. People who spend Starbucks money, oh my gosh.
Oh, I don't
Yep.
spend Starbucks money either. I pack my lunch a lot.
Hey, I pack my lunch too.
Yeah, I mean,
Pack my lunch every day.
I don't expect this thing to sell in huge numbers. It's not ever designed to turn. It was not meant to be some. I think half the bad buzz that happened with the $499 price point was, and this is not related to anyone in this podcast, but I think there were just a fair number of console warriors out there who just wanted that mic drop. They just wanted to.
They kind of show up Sony type
Yeah,
deal.
Right. They just wanted the gut punch. They just wanted the console war element of it. Every time I ask someone, I say, they're like, "Oh, I really wish it was $399." Could you not afford it at $4.99? Were you going to buy it at $4.99? Yeah, I just wish it was at $3.99. Well, why? Because I really want Microsoft to be competitive. That directly translates as console war.
I can see that.
I can see that.
I can see you guys on my screen.
Hey,
I still stand by my
You're right, Lou, but that's
statement
changing, supposedly.
that yeah, if they a $100 trade-in,
And then you get a $50 gift card. That helps.
that helps.
yeah, I'm not gonna trade mine in because I can use a second box.
Yeah,
A second
I would
4K
have no
Blu-ray
choice.
player.
I would have
Yeah, I
no
can't do it.
choice.
I can't do a trade. They're never going to give me enough money for my FM6.
Oh,
Yep.
well,
No,
that's,
probably
that's
not.
No, that
special.
you could see that you could sell elsewhere. You could sell that. You could eBay that and get decent for that.
But it'll stay with my R2D2.
Yeah.
Man, that R2D2, I don't think anything's going to pass that.
It is pretty sweet. I still love my R2D2.
No.
But no, I think it's going to be. I think it's way too early to be worried about parity. When it comes to big online multiplayer, prepare your, gird your loins. 30, FPS might be a thing, because no dev is going to want to be the dev that gives people who buy the premium product, a better frame rate in multiplayer. Even though personally, I think that the idea that multiplayer is on consoles is some pristine, verdant valley of fair and level gameplay is complete horse hockey.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's just it's just not the case, and never has been and never will be. So the difference in the hundredth of a millisecond in response advantage, I think, is it's a little bit, but but the thing is, it doesn't matter. As insignificant as I think it would be in the big picture, gamers will lose their shit over it, and no dev wants to be facing the pitchfork mob because they gave the premium guys a better frame rate. So, expect that. But the parity thing, I don't know. When you're looking at what this thing is going to be able to do, I really don't think that devs... I can't believe that there's devs out there who are just about only getting it done, just about doing the bare minimum. There are people out there who like their job. I mean, I'm not one of them. I'm jealous of these, right? But they want to put out the best thing. Like, I go through my job.
My job.
I just kind of do it. I just kind of do my job. I don't particularly love my job. It's nice when I can help somebody, but it's not like I'm on Twitter when I'm at work.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
when you're at
So-
work, it's the lowest common denominator, right?
Yeah. I'm
Just
working with
get-
Jim Ryan. But yeah, these guys who are
This
making these
explains
games,
a lot, by the way.
right? They love to make games, and so I gotta admit, I gotta feel that there's got to be some love for them, and these people, they want to make the best game they can make. So
I will see. We'll see. I mean, and by the way, this other thing with Destiny, another one who probably shouldn't have said anything at all, because they come out with the Xbox community thinking that Destiny doesn't want to, Destiny's going to exactly lowest common denominator of their game, and remember I said, too much chagrin, I said there was no way in hell Sony was going to let them get the better version of that game on their competitor's console. I said that, and
Exactly.
I took a lot of crap for it.
They paid for it. So.
But let me tell you, boy, the more they talk about it, the more it sounds like that. And I'm thinking to myself, the guy, I can't remember who it was that said it. Everybody's seen it by now. We're evaluating the Xbox One X for 4K. And I'm thinking to myself, there should be nothing that you need to evaluate. Because if we go by the laws of 2013 to now, the Xbox One objectively is less powerful than PS4. So there should be nothing that the Xbox One can do resolution-wise that the PS4 can't do or do better. And that's been borne out over the last 4 years. So now, there should be absolutely nothing that the PlayStation Pro can do, resolution-wise, that the Xbox One X cannot do, resolution-wise. So do not insult everybody's intelligence and say, well, we're evaluating, 4K. It's not a launch. We're focusing on launch consoles right now. Bullshit. The console can do it. Just say, yeah, the Xbox One X, of course, will be 4K because we know it's powerful enough to do 4K, or just say, I can't comment on that right now. And then we all know why you can't comment on that right now, which is fine. Sony paid you not to comment on that right now. That's fine. But don't pee on everybody's leg, tell them it's raining. Because that is not how you endear people. And they've got a lot of, there's, for better or for worse, you've got petitions out there now, demanding Bundy disband. I mean, come on. This is what happens when you open your mouth and insert your foot into it. So
that's perfect example.
Yeah, but this is where we are. This is where we are. And so what happens is now this gets into that the everybody loses their shit on one side or the other, because either A, the console isn't doing what it's powerful enough to do, or B, the console isn't powerful enough to do what Microsoft said it was going to do. So now you've got that crap going on all over Twitter, and you can see my nice hand gestures, which means my damn camera's working again.
Oh yeah.
And so this is where we are. This is where we are. So you three that are buying your console day one, enjoy. I'm not stopping you. I'm just saying.
He's gonna stop you.
I'm not. I'm going
he's gonna be waiting outside your door when you start to leave. He's gonna hit you over the head and take your money. And he's gonna go buy it day one.
At this moment, I'm not backing away from my
But see, that's fine. You there's still hope.
There's still hope. There's still gift cards.
Hand stinger.
There's still gift cards. You may send your gift cards to Mike Mullis, care of.
I have to admit, that's why I can get it. So.
Well, I remember why I was able to pre-order my Xbox One despite my wife. I had a lot of old games to trade in, so trade-ins help.
Yeah, I think I'd be trading in a few to help towards a Scorpio. Like I said, I have to help convince my wife though. She thinks it's just a different color box with a couple things moved.
If I didn't amass a large quantity of games during the NLGaming.com days, I don't know that I would have gotten the Xbox One right out of the gate, and I don't know if any of this would be existing right now. So there is I'm at least, and in fact, the only reason that I really have the PS4 is courtesy of SNK and Neo Geo, with all the Neo Geo cartridges that I traded in because I don't use them anymore. That got me my PS4. So, damn it, I'm at least consistent.
Sure. No one's saying otherwise there, for sure.
No. Yeah. We got to wait to hear what the official program will be.
Yes, there has to be. I've got to be able to afford it. And again, that's the one over the Pro. I haven't even thought about a Pro because A, the PS4 looks really, really good. B, that console more than the Xbox One X needs a 4K TV to run. They both kind of do if you really want to get all the 4K, but there's the Pro. I know, Peter, you said the Pro looks great with Horizon, but how many other games can you really tell over the vanilla?
I don't know. A lot of games are still under my shelf. They're barely unwrapped, so I don't know.
Frankie and generally the media said that the Surge was a really good example of a proper Pro enhancement.
That's cool. See that, but those games are few and far between. I do hear a lot of disappointment in games that did not get Pro enhancements that should have.
But I think Crazy Bunny said that a lot more games, newer games will have pro support.
But what does that do for 1080p?
Oh, I don't know.
See, that's the difference. Is at least
Yeah.
with at least the super sampling and the built-in hardware stuff on the X gives you a definite.
Right.
You know, you can't say that about games on the Pro. The enhancements are built for the 4K side. So.
Right. Could be. Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a good discussion. So.
I agree.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So that was E3. That's our E3 wrap up. We're gonna go through real quick because I want to get to Juan's retro rec. But if you guys did not see the news this week, IO Interactive is now an indie studio. They have basically bought themselves out of Square. Square wanted to sell them, and so they decided to go ahead and buy themselves out, and they kept the Hitman IP. So
I think
cool.
Xbox
Sweet.
should do something with that.
Yeah.
Microsoft.
So Agent 47 will live on. Don't know if
That's good.
Don't know if they will get a larger publisher or they will begin to publish these by themselves. But this is good news because
It's very good news. Yeah.
yeah, Hitman deserves to live, and it's good
I
that
wonder
it's
if they
going
bought
to
themselves
stay.
cake.
Well, it's good that it's going to. You're right. It's good it's going to stay with its original developer because I think that's important.
Yeah.
So, hey, Reprobate came in late. He's actually here during part of our podcast. We're not ending while he's here. So,
Yeah.
so, and by the way, Jez and I have been commiserating on some of this stuff, so I at least have somebody to complain with.
The vocal minority.
The vocal minority. Well, we'll see.
You guys do it the right way.
Mike
though.
just
You're not
wants to go into an
dicks
echo
about it.
chamber.
Well, that's
Oh.
just it. See, but that's
Yeah.
just it. I could just say, well, fuck it all, and I'll
Yeah.
just go buy PlayStation games and be done with Xbox. But I don't want to do that because, A, I have vested interest in Microsoft. It's why it bothers me. Is the same reason that it bothered me when they dumped Kinect support. It's the same reason it bothers me when they make decisions I don't like. It's because I do have an interest in their stuff. If I didn't, it would be easy to just say, oh, screw them and be done. But I don't want to be done. I don't want to. That's just
Actually,
it.
one quick thing. Remember how last year at E3, everybody was surprised that they actually showed something for Vita because everybody assumed it was dead? This year, again, no Vita. Nothing.
Oh, yeah, Vita's. I don't know why they keep vacillating on that. One year.
Yeah, they'll just show one thing from it. Oh, yeah, we're still working on it, and then nothing again for like 2 years.
Maybe they still have plenty in inventory. Can
Yeah, talk about something that doesn't.
go the way of the ET cartridges.
There's a landfill with a bunch of Vitas in it.
Yeah.
Jez says, "Don't worry, Mike. You can call me anytime." So I mean, all right, let's move on. It's time.
It's time.
Time for our favorite segment of the podcast.
The blast from the past.
A first for this as well.
Yes, and I updated the intro video accordingly.
Sweet.
Music's kind of catchy.
It's Juan's retro recommendations.
Yep. time for another one. We're going to go back a little bit, and we're going to do a little bit of a first for this. I've done Genesis, I've done NES, I've done SNES, and I've done Xbox. And today we're going to add our first PlayStation 1 game to the Retro Rec. So pretty excited about that. And as is on the screen, we got Return Fire this week, and it's a favorite of mine. You can go ahead and kick off the video.
Here we go.
So Return Fire was originally first on the 3DO in 1995, but we're going to do the PlayStation version because that's what I've got. 1996 was when it came out, developed by Silent Software Incorporated, founded in 1988 by the amazingly named Baron R.K. von Wolfshield. That's just an amazing name to me. They primarily made Amiga games, so right up our boy Deacon's alley, but they did Firepower, which was the prequel to this, and the game Turbo. They became Prolific Publishing, which basically makes screensavers, utility programs, and video slots now. This game was published by Time Warner Interactive, founded in 1993, defunct in 1996, sold to GT Interactive in 1997. Mostly known for Rise of the Robots and Primal Rage, though they also did race driving and virtual racing on the Saturn. So this game is a capture the flag game. It's a single player or two player split screen. There are various map layouts to choose from in single player or two player that feature turrets, walls, fuel and ammo depots, flag tower or towers when they want to make you look for the flag as opposed to just having the one flag tower. And each player starts with a bunker. In the single player game, the challenge of maps and their complexity, size, and some novelty maps crop up, so you can get a good diversity of maps there. The player controls 4 specialized vehicles that they use to take down turrets or again other players' vehicles, walls, turrets, defenses, and those vehicles all have unique properties. Generally, you start with 3 of each, although that can vary depending on the level. You have a helicopter, which can strafe. It's the only vehicle that kind of fly sideways or move sideways. It carries guns and rockets, which can be used air-to-air or air-to-ground. One drawback to the helicopter is it can only refuel or rearm at the bunker, so you have to fly back or it crashes. All the other vehicles can rearm or refuel at the scattered depots around the map. To keep themselves on the field, although they can't get armor anywhere but the bunker, you can bring them back. The tank is your workhorse vehicle. It has a rotating turret. It has a single cannon that can fire at land or air, and it moves at a kind of moderate speed, well enough to mostly dodge turret fire, and it's really your most commonly used vehicle. The heavy rocket support vehicle is the most armored and slowest moving vehicle, and the only one that can lay mines in multiplayer. The mines are enough to one-hit kill any ground vehicle, and they're a big part of the two-player split screen strategy. The Jeep or Humvee is the fastest land-moving vehicle, and the only one that's capable of carrying the flag. It has no armor, so it can't take any one hit will destroy it. It has the ability to inflate its wheels and be amphibious over any depth of water, and carries a limited supply of grenades for clearing out various obstacles in its path, like rocks and shrubs and things like that. So typically you'd use your helicopter to do some scouting, maybe open up some flag turrets and see where the flag is. Use your tank or heavy rocket support vehicle to pound open a path for your Jeep or Humvee to fly through, or run through and grab the flag and make a mad dash back for home. Of course, in the two-player, that often leads to some kind of funny vehicle chase action. In the single-player game, just the turrets that you're seeing, and not in this level on the video, but also automated drones that fly, come in and attack you and resist moving through the various maps. the game was one of the things that was really remarked about with the game was it's the soundtrack. The soundtrack is all public domain music and classical music. So when you're flying the helicopter, you get Ride of the Valkyrie, and when you're piloting the tank, you get the Mars, and the heavy rocket support vehicle. It gets one of my favorites, the In the Hall of the Mountain King. The Jeep gets the Flight of the Bumblebee, which is kind of cool for a nimble little fast vehicle, until you pick up the flag, and then it turns into the William Tell Overture, which is kind of humorous. Da-da-da, 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 as you're running back with the flag. So, that's that whole split screen kind of humor and fun of the game. Obviously, being early 3D, it's it has that style. I think it kind of reminds me of it's kind of like a modern take on combat, because just of course 3D and more than one type of vehicle, but that same two-player head-to-head split screen, although technically combat wasn't split, exists here. At the end of each section of play, when the flag is returned, a short vintage black and white clip plays. Things from like Eisenhower's speech or Lou Gehrig's famous "Luckiest Man on Earth" speech. It was received pretty well. It's GamePro, and these are the 3DO versions, but the differences weren't large. So it had a positive review. It was a combination of the best parts of Capture the Flag, Desert Strike, and Micro Machines. EGM called it the Game of the Month, applauding the two-player mode, the soundtrack, and the general fun. And GamePro gave the PS version the review of brilliantly conceived thrill-a-minute war sim, easily controlled with frenzied action and multiplayer. As far as kind of legacy of the game, it was featured in the opening scene of Pauly Shore's In the Army Now, if anyone remembers that movie.
I remember that movie.
Yep. I had all kinds of fun playing this game. When I had my PlayStation, I was in the Marines in the barracks, and we would do rotations on this, and of course the military thing. So we were all up for that.
Yeah, you can hear it in the background.
Music, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just have a soft spot for this game. I really kind of like, and I agree with the GamePro back in the day that that Desert Strike Micro Machines feel. I really like that. There's our music. Loving that.
It does have an Intellivision kind of look to it when it's in that 2D mode. Interestingly enough.
Ta-da.
Nice.
One thing I didn't show in the video, because early stage, when you die, you get a laughing skull.
This is the advent of CD gaming.
Yeah. Full motion video was not really big on console before. I mean, you had Night Wrap, but full motion video clips like that kind of took off more with the PS1, like Crazy Ivan. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff like that was big for that. But yeah, readily available online. I think I got my version with the box and the manual all in pretty decent shape for $30. And if you have a original PlayStation and you want some kind of fun, mindless, blow some stuff up and punch each other in the shoulder when you down their helicopter or whatever, this is a pretty solid title for that. So therefore, it is my first PSX retro recommendation of the week.
Nice.
Excellent.
Now bring us Desert Strike. I love that game.
Yeah, it's actually one that's in the pipeline. So
nice.
Looking forward to that.
I'm looking at that. I'm looking at that logo on the lower right, and I'm getting ready to look it up. Was that published by Mindscape?
Time Warner Interactive.
Okay, Time Warner. You did say that. You did say that. So, I think I was. What year was that? 95. I was No, NLG. Well, I don't have a review of it because NLG wasn't born then. That was still Dreamcast, Saturn, and Dreamcast time. So.
Yep.
Nice, very very nice.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's something that's pretty readily available, and if you have one of these, and I have friends that come over, we mess around with the retro stuff. It's so great with the couch co-op from back in the day, couch gaming and split screening and all that, things like this and like of course Street Fighter and such, the rock and roll racing, all that kind of stuff, and so this is great. I love having that in my stack for that.
Nice. All right. Excellent. As always, love those.
You need to do that more like Mr. Burns.
Excellent.
Excellent.
So, all right. I think we have come to the end of another great show.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I love the ones when we can duke it out a little bit. It's boring when we just agree with everything.
I agree.
True.
Yeah.
But well, I think
You,
we agree mostly on the tenor of E3. I think it's just me. It just doesn't feel the same anymore. And
You're just too old.
it could be. I cannot see. I am. I guess because I did it for so long, it's hard for me to see it change. But change is what life is all about, and sometimes things just start to pass you by. And I have a feeling that this is what's happening. I mean, we see it happening with so many aspects of the gaming industry, that this could just be a natural piece of that, a natural evolution of that, whether I like it or not.
Well, we're why. Because it's the gamers who are coming to see people do things on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, like we're doing and everyone else is doing, that is undercutting the need for IGN and Games Radar and Polygon and the whole crew of them, and that's why you keep seeing more and more ridiculous things out of them.
Yeah. I agree with that. But hopefully, we have other shows, we've got other things going on, and we'll start letting the games speak for themselves. But as far as this show goes, I'm still on my 5-year plan. We'll see.
Well, hopefully I'll still be able to follow at that point.
I would assume
So hopefully new underwear is part of that 5-year plan.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So before we call it, because it is midnight, I know a couple of you have got to get up for work. Is there anything else going on that you guys want to really quickly bring up?
Ghost Recon.
You
Just,
What's it with everybody taking Peter's lines all the time?
Because it's fun. You got to get to him before
He
does.
just comes up with those great lines, and
Yeah.
Just want to give a shout out to Jay, I believe the graphics god, if I'm not mistaken. He put out a request for me to do a play on a retro game at the Shaolin Monks on the Xbox, and I've got that on its way. So I'll be doing a video series on that soon, and
Nice.
Continuing the ones I got running right now on Evo and Shadowrun.
Yeah, which those will start going up again this week. Now that we're past E3 and getting back to the regular swing of things, I'm going to start rendering those and getting them up. Plus, I'm going to get up another video for Tenertia, so people can see and they can watch me rage quit. So thank you to the chat room again. I love
always,
not only are they there, but man, we held on to them for 3 hours. That's great. Thank you guys so much. It's wonderful, and the chat was spot on and great. And look, everybody's got their takes on what's going on in the industry now, and everybody kept it respectful and clean, and I appreciate that, and I know on behalf of my fellow hosts here, we appreciate that. It is fantastic to have discussions. It is perfectly okay to disagree, and you guys do it the right way. So I appreciate that, and I know we all do. Guys, another great show, and now I cannot wait to get our new friend from Warhorse on. So I'm going to work on that during the week. I'm also going to work on a couple other guests that have that politely asked me to wait till after E3, so they were more free to talk. So we are going to have some more industry guests in the next coming weeks and months, and we're going to keep going after them because I have thoroughly enjoyed having those conversations with those guys. So I think that should about do it. Frankie, anything from you? You've been quiet all night. No? Okay.
He concurs with everything we said.
I'm actually eating my pizza.
Right. So
The poop emoji talk.
you're right. All right. So guys, have a great evening. Thanks for another great show. Do not forget that we are, if you're watching this after the fact, we are live Sunday nights at 9. So come join our live chat. It's a lot of fun, as you can plainly see. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment. We don't get a lot of comments. Let us know what you think. I mean, we covered a lot of ground tonight. Give us your take on E3. Give us your take on Microsoft, Sony, EA, Ubisoft, and everything that you saw in this past week or whenever you get a chance to watch this. And then we will see you guys next Sunday night. Everybody have a great week. Play on.
Hi,
gamers.
everybody.
Game
Peace
out.
out.
Oh, why did it start there? Hold on. Well,
You failed.
There you
You
go.
had one
Oh.
chub, Mike.
Oh, we got that going for us. That's nice.
One job.
oh, I wish we could show Peter on the screen right now. Playing Rocky
No.
Got a rock band hero going on here. He's playing with his teeth now.
Hey, I changed it. Put next to
Nate's making faces at me.
Stop
Been doing that all night.
touching.
Everybody send your hate mail to Nate, Natty Red Gals.
499.